And then he says that Kristen and Jackson are crazy. Dude, you just threw your shoes into the middle of a busy street. All they said was get rid of the shoes. They didn't tell you how. You could have probably thrown them in the garbage, but instead you started throwing them at cars. You could have like caused a car accident, gotten people hurt. You also just destroyed your nice shoes. They're probably gonna get run over now. You didn't have to do it. Granted, I don't really, maybe he is holding a gun behind the camera. Maybe he did have to do it, but it really didn't seem like he had to do it.
Jackson, get rid of it, bro.
Get rid of that.
Get rid of that outfit, bro.
Get rid of that shit, bro.
Get rid of it, bro.
This is another example of him committing way too hard to the challenge. Like, is that part of the rules? I thought the rules was just get rid of the outfit, which, first of all, I'm not even convinced includes the underwear. Is underwear part of an outfit? I feel like that wasn't required, but he was just so quick to be like, ooh, yay, I get to get naked and run around in the street, which totally isn't part of the challenge. The dude behind the camera is probably just like, I just wanted him to take off his shirt and pants for like a second. What the fuck is he doing?
Corday, who's this guy, bro?
Bro, that's my boy Diablo. We go way back. That's my
Get
homie.
rid of him, bro.
Get rid of me.
How weird is this interaction too? Like, you don't just go up to your friend at parties when they're with someone and just be like, hey, who's this guy? Who's that?
Who's this guy, bro?
Bro, that's my boy Diablo. We go way back.
And I love how this dude immediately just starts telling his entire backstory. Oh, this is my homie. We go way back. We first met in the 6th grade. We actually bonded over Pokemon. Really weird interaction to start this clip off, but then he tells him to get rid of his friend. And the dude's reaction is hilarious.
Get rid of him, bro.
Get rid of me.
He hears his friend getting told to get rid of him by some random person. And his reaction is just, get rid of me? What the? What? Wait, get rid of me? What? Fantastic acting, 10 out of 10. And then he just like goes limp and slings himself over his friend's shoulder and lets him throw him into the pool. That's kind of sweet, honestly. It's just like, I don't know what's going on or what get rid of it means, but damn it, I trust my friend, and I'll let him pick me up and take me wherever he wants, because he probably has my best interests in mind. Sploosh. All the get rid of it challenges are kind of mean. Like, it's like, get rid of your phone, break your shoes, get naked in public. I like to see one that's kind of like inspirational. Hey man, you know any doubt that you might have that I don't love you? Get rid of it. I want you to get rid of that shit right now. Here's another challenge called the spider challenge, where if your friend tells you you've got a spider on you, you have to take off all your clothes because you gotta get rid of the spider, you know?
Yo, Handy, bro, there's a fucking spider on you, man. There's a spider on you, bro.
They have so many challenges, it's absurd. It's like they must come up with these, right? Like, these aren't well-known, established challenges. So it's weird because they must just like come up with the challenge and then they go out to film that challenge and then somehow still act surprised when they have to do the challenge. It's just weird how eager he is to get naked in public. He's like, no, there's not. And then he smiles and he's like, ah! Like, how does he decide to get naked so fast? He requires no convincing. I would require a lot of convincing to get naked in a Starbucks. It wouldn't just be like, hey, we're doing this silly challenge, so you have to get naked at Starbucks now. But they're just like, bro, you have a spider on you. No, yeah, shit.
Hey, Jackson, there's a spider on your back, bro.
Oh shit.
There you go. Hey, get it off. Get it off, bro.
Why are they always walking in a single file line? Who walks like that with their friends? It's weird enough to go out on walks, but walking with one other person and walking single file is the weirdest shit. Why is the dude filming always coming up from behind their friend? They're just walking around single file, like not talking to each other. I just want to go for a walk and stare at my friend's back. I'm not saying a fucking word to my friend. I just want to look at the back of his head without a wallet or a phone. I mean, maybe they're walking side by side until, you know, one friend decides, ooh, this would be a perfect time for a challenge. So then he sort of drifts behind and he takes out his phone and he starts filming. But like, if you're walking with someone and he just starts to like stop and pull out his phone, you would turn around to see what he's doing. How is it not a dead giveaway every time a prank is about to happen? Are these people both just like tunnel vision, just walking, not looking at each other, not saying a word, just walking, looking straight ahead, and before you know it, your friend's behind you and he's got his phone out and he's ready to challenge you? At the end of the day, these pranks aren't really hurting anybody. Like I said, I just wanted to talk about it because I just think it's so fucking goofy. So sure, it's probably fake. Sure, it's a little bit cringy that they just make the same video over and over, basically. But you gotta respect them because they are on that grind. And if there's one thing I respect, it's people who are on that grind. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is my fan base on YouTube, but it's more than just a fan base, it's a family. A lot of other YouTubers talk about having a family on YouTube, but this is a real family. If you subscribe and turn on notifications, you will get an updated birth certificate in the mail with your new parents, me, and that little guy. You'll receive it in the mail in the next 3 to 6. So if you want to join Greg, all you have to do is subscribe and turn on my notifications. If you want to get some Greg merch, go to dannygonzalez.store or visit the link in my description to get some of that and show your support for the realest family on YouTube. The only family on YouTube. Thank you, Cats Are Purple 2, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I climb up to the top of a tree to get a cat who was stuck up there, but it wasn't actually stuck, and it was all just a trap so that the cat could steal my kidneys. Bye! What's up, Greg? It's me, Danny, back with another episode of Everything is a Monster. Cows are monsters, birds are monsters, I'm a monster, he's a monster. Everything is a monster. So there's this video on the trending page right now. It's called Dropping Watermelon 45 Feet. It's like a video that seems like it would be kind of interesting when you click on it, because it's like, ooh, I want to see a watermelon get smashed. Now that I think about it, 45 feet isn't like a very interesting height. Like, that's not very high. That's like the height of like a tall house, isn't it? I feel like he could have gone a little bit higher, but it's on trending page for a reason, so you know your boy had to check it out.
This is the lift, and it doesn't really look like much when it's parked just like this, but I'm telling you, this thing is absolutely huge. It's so high. I actually haven't taken it to the maximum height yet, but today we are gonna take it to the maximum height, and we have some really cool things we're gonna drop off. Check this out. We got some soda, we got some orange soda, some strawberry, and some water or pineapple soda, and we also have some watermelons.
This video is 14 minutes long, and they don't drop anything until about 10 minutes into the video. So the first 10 minutes of this video are just nothing. They go in the lift and they go up.
Here we go!
They get scared and then they come back down.
I'm scared.
We gotta bring this thing down.
And then their mom desperately tries to convince them not to do it.
Hey Mom, what do you think of this?
No way. No way.
You know-
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And I know what you're thinking. She's very convincing.
Don't do it.
But they do it anyway. So anyway, he finally gets up in the lift, he's got the watermelon, and he's gonna drop it.
Let's do this thing. What do you think is gonna happen?
I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, there's no telling. No one's ever dropped a watermelon before. Even if you drop a watermelon from like standing height, it shatters. So like, is it really that much of a surprise if the watermelon breaks?
Go! Whoa! Whoa, that was awesome. It exploded everywhere. Whoa, that was crazy. That was so awesome.
So he finally drops it, and he is just amazed.
Whoa, that was crazy.
Yeah, his reaction is actually making me just like a little bit uncomfortable. He's definitely like a little bit too excited about this watermelon exploding. I think the appropriate reaction to a watermelon falling from a great height and exploding is like, huh, nice. Even that maybe was a little bit too much. So that was just a test one. He wasn't at the full height yet. But now he's gone up the lift to the full height of a scary, palm shaking, knees quaking, eyes sweating, teeth sweating, 45 feet in the air.
So, hang on. We're going a little bit higher. I'm very, very nervous.
I've never been that high in all my life. I mean, this dude must have gone through extensive training to get up that high. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. Don't you need like an oxygen mask that high up? How does he survive up there?
Watermelon number 2. Here we go. Go!
Go, 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 go. Ah!
Whoa! Whoa, that piece all the way out there! Whoa, that one exploded even bigger than the last one. No way!
Carter, that was crazy.
So he throws another watermelon, and he is absolutely aghast.
What?
For some reason, he's even more surprised that a watermelon broke at a higher height. Now, he does a few more tests, and the next one's pretty anticlimactic. He drops a soda bottle, and it just bounces and it doesn't break.
Go!
Oh! Wait, what?
Whoa, it's over there. Whoa, what happened? It didn't even explode. I'm not sure what happened with it.
And you can tell that he wasn't expecting that, but he has to act surprised anyway, because, you know, he's a YouTuber, and so he has to yell about everything.
Whoa,
So it breaks, and he's like, whoa! So then he does it again with another soda bottle, and this time he throws it down, because he knows that it won't break if he just drops it. And then it shatters. And then he's surprised again.
Whoa! It exploded! That was awesome!
So when the soda bottle didn't break, he was shocked. But then when it did break, he was also shocked? Like, what was he expecting to happen? He's just amazed by anything. He's just amazed that the water bottle made it to the ground, apparently. He was just expecting it to not even get there. He was gonna drop it and he thought it was just gonna zoom off into space and he would never see it again. So now this video got on the trending page, which is always interesting for channels like this because they have like their core following who are usually, I don't know, like 8, and then people who find the video on the trending page who aren't already subscribed to this channel, who are a regular age with functioning, developed brains. So you have their fans commenting on the video like this person, the Sada will explode. And then you've got comments like this, no. Which is funny because the dude who posted the video actually hearted this comment. It looks like he hearts most of the comments without looking at them, so there's a lot of negative comments on this video that this dude hearted. This dude said, people are starving, let's throw them off. As in saying like, oh, there's a lot of people starving in the world, let's throw this perfectly good food off of the lift. And I guess that's like sort of a valid point. I don't really agree with it. I just think it's funny that the dude who posted this video hearted that comment. As if to say like, yeah, fuck those starving people, let's do it. Like he thinks this guy's on his side. Man, his reaction to the drops makes me want to puke. That is very accurate. Whoa! I don't know what the fuck this comment means. I think I will bust open. And he hearted it. I think I'm gonna bust open. I think he was talking about the watermelon. I think he meant to say, I think it will bust open. Dude, I think I'm gonna bust open. Yeah, in general, most of the comments are just upset that the video is so long. I saw this video on the trending page and I was like, I gotta find out who this guy is, because his videos suck. And it turns out this dude, Carter Sharer, is a part of like a group of YouTubers called the Sharer Fam. It's sort of like Clout Gang, except they're all related. There's Carter, there's Steven, there's Lizzie, and then there's Otter and Millie, who are their dogs. Their dogs have their own channel. Now this may surprise you, but dropping watermelons off of a giant lift is not actually what they're known for. The main videos that they make that gets the most views are videos about a monster that lives in their pond. They have this giant pond in their backyard, and apparently there's a monster that lives in it.
What the heck is that? Oh!
It's one of those things that's obviously fake, and they made one video about it, and it got the most views, and so they sort of just have to keep making videos about that, and they sprinkle in other videos every once in a while too. But like, most of their videos are about this pond monster. You can look at their thumbnails and titles. I fell off, pond monster. Swimming with pond monster. Hunting pond monster. They have so many videos about pond monsters, but I think they've realized that just using the word monster in their title or just talking about monsters in their videos gets them so many more views. So they've started doing this weird thing where they just start calling every animal a monster. There's a video where they see like a fox that's sleeping in the forest by their house, and the dude spends an entire video trying to find it because he says it's a monster that's living in their backyard.
Oh, it's moving. Shears, I think the animal down there is either a monster or a fox. Maybe what we saw was just a baby monster and there's actually like the mama monster back there. I don't know what's going on.
There's a video where he sees a squirrel in his backyard and he pretends to not know what a squirrel is and he calls it a monster.
What is that thing? What is that, Mom? There's some monster in our backyard. What is that thing doing?
And there's a video where they see just regular fish in a pond and they call them pond monsters.
Cheers, if we could just get one of these monsters to come up and eat some of this food, we'd be golden.
And then their sister tries to attack it with a lightsaber. They're very scared of the pond monster. Every time they see it, they get all crazy and they run away from the pond like it's this thing that's gonna eat them.
Whoa! Whoa! Wait, what was that?
Oh my gosh, there it is, there it is! Look, there it is!
And yet like 2/3 of their videos are them going in the pond. Look, monster in pond trapped inside giant bubble ball. This video is one of my favorite of theirs because the acting is just so bad. So they inflate this giant inflatable ball, which looks fun as fuck, by the way.
Check this thing out, Mom. It's a giant bubble ball.
Wow.
You can go inside.
No way.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
And then he pretends to like fall and roll down the hill towards the pond and the mom tries to catch him.
No way. No way.
Yeah, that mom, dude, she is, she's really trying. She's really trying.
I'm gonna try to take this thing on the water.
Oh, no way. No way. What happens if it doesn't float?
I don't know.
And then the mom pushes her son into the pond.
There, you want to see Steven go in the water? Let's push him. Woo!
The pond that they believe a monster lives in, the mom pushes her own son into the pond. I think the real monster lives within this mother. The rest of the video is just them really playing up this whole situation, because he's scared that the monster's gonna get him, and she's scared that the monster's gonna get him.
I'm trapped on the water. Whoa!
The mom tries to get on this boat thing and push him out of the pond. She just runs around the pond aimlessly, yelling that she's worried he's going to get eaten by the pond monster.
I gotta get Steven out before the pond monster attacks. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. I'm coming, Steven. I'm coming.
I can't really fault the mom for being that bad of an actor. She's just like trying to help her kids with this weird YouTube thing that they do. She's just trying to be a supportive mom, but like, if you replaced her with a professional actor, nobody would notice. I guarantee it. Nobody would care. Do it. All right, so these videos obviously just seem more like skits than vlogs, right? Like, they're not trying to mislead kids into thinking that this pond monster is actually real, right? Well, here's a video called Freezing Pond Monster with Liquid Nitrogen.
Warning. What you are about to see is 100% real.
Oh, so they are just trying to convince kids that this is real. Okay, nice.
So I'm thinking, Chairs, let's grab all the liquid nitrogen that I have, bring it down to the pond, pour it in the water, and see if we can freeze the water and scare, or basically like freeze the pond monster out of the water. I think it just might work, so let's go give it a try.
Oh, hey, Shares. I'm making a trap for the pond monster.
No way, you think this is gonna work? It's gonna climb in there and get stuck?
Nah, just kidding. This is a cage for the baby koi.
I really feel bad for the monster. You know, I mean, what did the monster even do to these kids? I've watched most of the videos where they interact with the monster. The most that ever happens is that they're outside of the pond and they see like the top of a monster looking thing come out of the water and just sort of sit there. It's not aggressive. It doesn't come up to them and try to bite them. It's just like the top of a thing that they see in the water. And this dude's gonna try to fucking kill it for no reason. He's not setting a good example for kids. You shouldn't just kill random animals in your backyard. I'm calling the police. So his plan is just to dump all this liquid nitrogen into the pool. So that's what he does. It creates a bunch of smoke and there's no sign of the monster until suddenly.
And, whoa, there's the pond monster! It's in the pond! Do you see that? It's right, whoa, whoa, there it is! There it is! Do you see it? It's in there! There it is! There's the pond monster!
Man, the camera got so shaky the second the monster came out. It must be like a weird coincidence. It's almost like they don't want you to know that it's not really a monster and just a fake alligator toy. This dude Steven Scherer's videos are probably the weirdest because in most of them you can tell that he wakes up without really any plan for what the video is going to be and then just sort of walks around his house and tries to make things seem more interesting than they are. Like there's this video where he finds this like secret room which is really just like an attic that's connected to his brother's bedroom, and he goes inside and he's just like walking around in this dark attic and he's like trying to make boxes look mysterious. He pretends to hear like weird sounds which he's clearly editing into the video. There's just the sound of a man screaming.
Do you hear that, Shares? It sounds like something screaming.
Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a ghost or if it's really just supposed to be a man who's trapped in their attic screaming. He makes the plots of the video so unrealistic too. Like, there's one video where he vlogged himself waking up. Like, he was filming himself asleep and then he woke up. This dude's also constantly decked out in his own merch, which is a little weird. And I'm not just talking about like occasionally wearing his own t-shirt. I'm talking head to toe. He is always wearing like socks, shorts, hat, and shirt of his own merch. And that's really what you want kids watching, right? You basically want your kids watching like a glorified salesman who's trying to sell your kids shit at all times and also provide the bare minimum amount of entertainment. They have a Lamborghini with their logo on it. That's fucking tight. So the videos are obviously meant for like children. I would guess like 10 or 11-year-olds that watch these videos, right? This Carter dude has a video where he surprises his 1 millionth subscriber and he goes to meet him and look at this kid.
Are you my 1 millionth subscriber? You are? Oh, Shares, we found him. This is my 1 millionth subscriber.
I was like, okay, is this kid like 8 or 6? I'm really bad at guessing kids' age. He could have been like 15 for all I know. He's 4. This dude's 1 million subscriber is 4 years old.
His name is Cam. He's 4 years old, and he's been watching my channel for a really long time. That's super awesome. What's up, Cam? What's going on? Woo!
How does this kid even have a YouTube channel that he's subscribed with? He's 4, and he looks super uncomfortable for this entire video. And if all of that wasn't cringy enough, they have music too. This dude Carter made a music video for a song called... I've seen a music video where someone has been less interested in the song that they were singing than this video.
Share the love, share the love. The competition, we're above, we're above, we're above.
Alright, well that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to join Greg. Greg is my family here on YouTube. We're the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Don't look that up, or a pond monster will attack you. Guys, it's me, the garbage version of Danny that edits his videos. Just so you know, I'm gonna be at VidCon this week, so if you see me, make sure you come up and say hi, but whatever you do, don't look me in the eyes or I'll punch you in the throat. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Matthew McDonald, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time for a really interesting video where, against my father's wishes, I build my own go-kart to compete in a local race. But once I take home the gold, he realizes that it's not such a crazy dream after all, and I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. Bye. What's up, Greg? Welcome back to another episode of this video's not good enough to go on my main channel, so it's gonna go on my second channel. That's what second channels are for, right? For worse content. So, I hope you enjoyed this worse content. So, I've seen a lot of posts lately about how, like, being a YouTuber is one of the most desirable careers for young people today. I feel like a lot of people want to be a YouTuber, but so few people know what it's really like to be a YouTuber because it's such a new job. A lot of people don't really even know, like, what being a professional YouTuber looks like. So I thought that I would just make a little bit of a vlog of sorts on how I like come up with video ideas, and then how I go from like an idea to a whole video, how I write out the videos, how I shoot the videos, how I edit the videos, all of that. At least that's my plan as of right now. We'll see how this actually turns out and if this is interesting at all to anybody. So if you've ever been interested in what I do when I'm not filming myself, then here you go. This is me filming myself doing what I do when I don't film myself. Also, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Even though I'm gonna be sharing some of my tips and tricks on how I make videos, chances are if you wanna do this professionally, you're probably going to need a lot deeper knowledge. So for more in-depth training on writing comedy or shooting and editing videos and marketing yourself on YouTube and stuff like that, Skillshare has everything that you would ever want. It's an online learning community. One class I've been really enjoying lately is Ryan Booth's DIY Cinematography, Make Your Video Look Like a Movie course. This course has a lot of really great tips and tricks on how to use like your camera settings and lighting to make your videos look a lot better without breaking the bank. So if you want to try out Skillshare, visit the link in my description to get 2 months for free. Okay, so the first thing you have to do when you're gonna start on a video is you have to figure out what the video is gonna be about, right? This is gonna be different for everybody because everybody makes different types of videos. For my videos, I generally know what I do because I have an established style, so it's usually not that hard to find an idea. I just sort of have to find weird shit on the internet to talk about. I think one big misconception about how I make videos is that I just look for videos that are bad and that I don't like, and that like that's the criteria for how I choose a video to make a topic on, or like or ads or whatever to make a topic on. I guess I do look for things that are bad, but it has to be bad for like other reasons than just this person doesn't know how to make a good video, because there's definitely a difference between people like Lele Pons, who has this giant following. She probably makes millions of dollars a year. She has the resources to make like TV quality stuff, but instead she's just like putting out the most like poorly written, ill-conceived ideas that don't make any sense and a lot of times are kind of fucked up. There's a difference between that and someone who is like just picking up a camera for the first time. I don't like making fun of people who are honestly trying their best. I think that's the difference, is that there has to be something besides it's a bad video, because a bad video could be someone honestly trying their best and they haven't practiced enough yet, or they're just not there yet. So I guess that's sort of what I look for, is content that there's like something actually wrong with it, aside from the fact that it's just bad. Another thing is that it has to be funny. Like I have to be able to easily make jokes about it. People have sent me like things that are so bad that it's just not even funny. Like it's just, it might be like sad or, you know, just might make you angry, but it's like there's no real way to make jokes about it. So that's generally what I'm looking for when I make a video. But now you're probably wondering, well, Danny, how do you find those things? A few ways. The first is just endlessly scrolling Instagram and YouTube. That's like the main way I find things. Whenever I find something on Instagram that I think could be worthy of making a video about, I bookmark it. There's like a bookmarking feature on Instagram. So I have like tons of things bookmarked on on Instagram. A lot of them are those like weird fact memes and stuff. So a lot of it is just from scrolling Instagram. I've been doing this for so long that my Explore page is completely fucked now. So it's great for making videos about weird shit because there's weird shit all over my Instagram Explore page, but it's not great for enjoying Instagram. Another way I find things is through DMs. A great thing about having a larger audience is that whenever people see weird shit, they immediately think of me because they watch my videos and they send it to me. So that's how I found like a decent amount of video ideas, or at least like the starting point. And then I'll go to that person's profile and find even weirder things and stuff like that. So this week I'm making a video about Ray Diaz. I found this account through the Instagram Explore page. I mean, you'll see the video when it's posted because this video will probably go up after it. So if you haven't watched it, maybe go watch it so you can see that first, and then you can see like the process that I made the video in, because I haven't actually recorded the video yet. So now that I have this idea, it's an inkling of an idea. What do I do? Okay, so once I have an idea, then I actually write the video. I think a lot of people think that I find an Instagram account and then I like just sit down at my desk and just go through and talk about it. I feel like to give good commentary and to actually be funny, I need to sit down and actually write out the video idea and like actually go through and pick out which videos I'm gonna use. I even write out most of the jokes I use. I would say that my videos are like 70% jokes that I have written and 30% jokes I think of while I'm filming. So I'll like write out all these jokes, and then while I'm filming, I'll come up with some too, because I'll notice things that I didn't notice while I was watching them and writing this. But this is the Ray Diaz video that I have written. This whole thing at the top here is an ad. All of this is the Ray Diaz video. So I usually try to shoot for like 2 pages. This one is almost 3 pages because I wrote out an ad at the beginning of it. So I usually aim for like 2 full pages of written out things. So then once I have all that written, then it's time to film. Okay, this is what my filming room looks like. A lot of you have probably already seen this from the video where I decorated this room, but yeah, this is my filming room. Everything that I do on this MacBook. This is what I write my videos on. This is what I edit my videos on. All right, so I'll just show you like what I do as I set up for my videos. First, I turn on my lights. These are LED lights. This one has a softbox thing on it so that it looks better on my face. Now I know what you're thinking, Danny, why do you have a light here when there's literally a window with perfectly good natural light coming out the window? And that's because I'm just extra. I don't know. I don't like how natural light changes. Like if clouds come over, then all of a sudden my video gets dark. So I usually just close these curtains and use this light instead because this will be consistent. And that won't. So there's this light, and then you're probably thinking that the background is lit by this light, but you would be wrong. This is gonna sound pretty dumb. I understand that this is probably gonna sound dumb, but I turn off this light, and then I turn on this light. This light shines up at the ceiling to simulate what this light does, but I like that light better. Next, I get out my microphone, and I put it right here. This is a Blue Yeti microphone. It's probably the most popular YouTube microphone. I think pretty much every YouTuber ever has one. I think I've had this microphone for 6 years. Out of all of the filming equipment that I have and still use, this is the oldest thing. This is my tripod. I hate this tripod. I thought it would be cool because it's made out of metal, so it's really sturdy. But like, it's so heavy because it's made out of metal, and like when you try to pick it up, like there's all these spots that want to pinch your fingers. This thing comes unscrewed all the time when I want to just turn it, and yeah, overall I hate it. So I just leave it there and try to touch it as little as possible. But that's where my camera goes. Even just talking about how much I hate this tripod made me so angry that the day that I finished filming this vlog, I went to Best Buy and bought a new tripod. So I have a new tripod now. This is the camera that I use. It's the Canon M50. It has a giant microphone on it, which makes it look pretty ridiculous, honestly. If you're just starting out making YouTube videos, you do not need to buy this camera, or any camera, probably. I know a lot of YouTubers who started out just filming on their phones, and that totally works. Okay, so now that I have everything else set up, I open Audacity. That's what I record my audio with. I'll usually keep like my notes off to the side over here, but then put whatever I'm watching on this screen so that it's more like looking at the camera. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do to get ready to film. Now I'm actually gonna film, so I have to stop vlogging so that I can film my video. All right, gang, I finished filming the video, so now it's time to edit. I will now talk a little bit about how I edit my videos. I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos, but I'm pretty sure that almost everything I do could be done in iMovie. I just use Final Cut Pro because it helps my ego to use software that has pro in the name. So the first thing I do is I just bring in all of my clips. This video is a total of 3 clips. Well, 3 clips that I filmed, and then I'll bring in all of the videos from Ray Diaz's channel on here in a sec. And then I have the 2 audio clips from recording from that microphone. So the first thing I do is I synchronize all the audio with the video. So I take the first audio clip and the first video clip, and then I click synchronize clips, and I name it something like clip 1. If I put both of these clips into the timeline, you can see that I recorded for a total of 46 minutes. All right, guys, well, I'm wearing a different shirt now, so you know what that means. It's the next day. And I'm done editing. So this is the finished video. It is 16 minutes and 11 seconds long. I have not yet titled this project. But this is the video. Here is the timeline. This is what it looks like when it's all done. So here's like my process when I'm editing a video. When I film the video, I'm basically just like reciting all of the jokes that I have written, and I'm watching the video. I'm coming up with more jokes, but it's a lot of me like saying the same thing over and over and over. I think a lot of like really big YouTubers have editors, but I could never let somebody else watch this video of me just trying to be funny for like an hour, like repeating the same thing over and over until it eventually is funny. What's up, Greg? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up, Greg? I hope you're all having a great day. So it starts off with about 45 minutes of that, and then I cut it down to I think like 14 or 15 minutes. So that's just me cutting out all of the stuff that I'm not gonna use. So it's pretty much just a one long video of me that's cut up. It's all of the blank spaces taken out, and all of the takes I'm not gonna use are taken out. That's actually, to me, one of the biggest indicators that somebody's like a beginner YouTuber, is that they don't edit out enough of the blank space between like their lines of dialogue. When you're talking to a camera and you keep having these like awkward pauses between your lines, it totally like slows down the pacing. So I try to cut like as much of that out as possible to make my videos flow as quickly as I can. And then I go through and I do another pass through where I do all the fancy little editing tricks that you see in my videos, and I work on the pacing a lot. I speed things up. I'll show you some stuff that I do. So if you've watched the video, you will probably recognize this part. What a horrible first impression to make on your girlfriend's family, first of all. Her cousin comes to the door and the first thing he says is, "You're black." Wait. What's going on here? So as you can tell, there's some stuff that I did to the video, like enlarging things, that like moving around trick. That's basically just, I cropped it, and then like as my head moved, I just keyframed the crop to follow my head. Another thing I do that I think helps with the pacing a lot is overlap the audio. So you can see like here between these 2 clips, I detached the audio from this clip, so it's down here, and I just like overlap it slightly. That helps it like flow better, and it almost makes it sound like it's like one natural sentence. You gotta test him. You gotta make sure this guy is good for your cousin. So of course you're gonna make sure. So if it wasn't overlapping like that and I just let it go like that, it would be slightly less quick. You gotta make sure this guy is good for your cousin. So of course you're gonna make... I don't know if you can tell what I mean, but it's sort of like a little bit more awkward when there's all that like space. So I like to do that a lot, like overlap the audio, and it just makes it flow a lot quicker. Most of that stuff is just like what feels right at the time. Like when I decide to punch in and stuff, it's mostly just to like emphasize jokes and stuff like that, or to make things seem silly. I also add in a decent amount of like sound effects and music and stuff. Most of the music that I get comes from the YouTube Music Library. It's a service that YouTube has that's totally free. They have like thousands of royalty-free like soundtracks that you can use in your videos. So that's where I get most of the music from. And then sound effects I just started using this service called Soundly. You pay like a monthly subscription, and there's like thousands upon thousands of sound effects that you can use in your videos. I like the cartoon ones a lot because they're just so goofy. And you can just drag these like right into the editing software. So a lot of times I will use sound effects to make things seem kind of silly and kind of fun. I mostly just throw them in whenever I think that it could make things funnier. So I go through and I add like all of the Ray Diaz footage in intermixed with mine. The last thing I do after that is I go through and watch the video and I just delete anything that I don't think is funny or useful to the video. Okay, so for some reason the rest of the video is out of focus, so I'm just going to explain very briefly what I do to finish the video. Once I cut all the stuff that I don't like out of the video, it's pretty much ready to go, so I export it, I upload it to YouTube, then I go about making a thumbnail. I feel like thumbnails and titles are often overlooked, but I think they're actually one of the most important parts of the video. They're what is going to get people to click on the video in the first place. So you want to make them good and you want to make them enticing for people to look at. So what I generally try to do is make them plant a question in the prospective viewer's mind that only clicking on the video can answer. Usually the question is, what the fuck is going on here? So in the thumbnail that I made for this video, there's quotes around comedy, kind of making it seem like I'm implying whatever I'm going to be watching isn't actually funny. And then there's these two pictures of this guy that make you wonder, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he doing that? So the strategy here is to make people wonder what is going on. I have to click on this video to find out. And that's pretty much it. That's how I make a YouTube video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and thought it was helpful. If you have any questions, I could possibly make a follow-up to this video, or if you have questions about like other aspects of being a YouTuber, feel free to let me know. Okay, bye. What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of This Actually Happened, except it didn't. Lately, I've become a little bit obsessed with this radio show that I hear when I drive to the gym in the mornings a lot. It's called Waiting by the Phone. If you listen to good old Fred and Angie on 103.5 in Chicago, then there's a good chance that you've heard it before. I think that it is awful. And I've been listening to it a lot lately because it confuses me so much, and now it's taking up all of my thoughts, and so I need to make a video about it to vent so that I can stop thinking about it, and I can transfer all of my concern to you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically, the premise of the show is somebody calls the radio because they just went on a date, they had a great time, but now they're getting ghosted. What went wrong on the date? Why is this mean person ghosting this nice, sweet person who's just looking for love? But then craziness ensues. Here's the thing though, every single situation in all of these dates that they describe are so insane that they could not possibly be real. So in the past week, I downloaded the iHeartRadio app. I think I might be the first person to ever say that or admit that. So let's start off by listening to one, shall we? We're gonna listen to this one. It was actually recently voted the #1 episode of Waiting by the Phone by Waiting by the Phone fans. They had a little contest. This one is called The Drug Deal. So let's take a listen.
Why'd they get blown off? We'll find out now in Waiting by the Phone with Fred and Angie.
Hi, Allison. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Very well. Good morning. Thanks for being on the show. It's Waiting by the Phone. Tell us about this guy, Matthew, how you guys met and where you stand right now.
I like the little club beat that they always play at the beginning. It's this little like... And they're like, so this really nice guy that you really like is not calling you back and now you're all alone? Tell us more about how this crippling failure is affecting you.
He came by and picked me up and we went out to dinner and then a movie and then drinks after. He didn't reach out to me at all after the date, and I was kind of confused about that.
This girl is saying that the date went great, nothing weird happened, it was just a normal date, and nothing went wrong, and she can't possibly imagine why this guy would not want to call her back. So now let's listen as Fred and Angie call this guy and ask him why he won't call her back.
Welcome back. Let's call Matthew. You met through some friends. You were set up.
Right.
And you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what he has to say.
We'll call him right now.
She's very interested to see what weird reason he could have for not wanting to call her back. Let's take a look.
Hello?
Hi, Matthew. Good morning, Fred and Angie. Paulina Kaling calling for Fred and Angie in the morning on Kiss FM. I have to tell you, before we go any further with the call, that we are on the radio right now, and I need your permission to keep talking. Is it cool if we keep going with the call?
Yeah.
We're calling on behalf of a woman named Allison who reached out to us and said that you guys were set up and you had a great date. She kind of wanted to know what's going on while you're ghosting.
We went on a date. It was just supposed to be a movie, and then after the movie, she said, let's go get some drinks, and it wasn't part of the plan. It was all going really well, and on the way to get drinks, she said, let's go to Target, and she tells me exactly where to park, which is not anywhere near the front of the store, and then I look over, there's somebody in the car, his window rolls down, then a drug deal happens.
They were in the middle of a date, having a great time, and she thought, hey, you know what would be really fun, a fun thing to do with this stranger? who I know nothing about. I'm gonna take him to deal some cocaine. At the very least, this girl has some very serious time management issues. She booked a date at the same time as a drug deal. That's a big no-no. We all know that. We all learned that in Drug Dealer 101. You don't book a date at the same time as a drug deal. So now that she knows why this dude won't call her back, let's see how she responds. Will she be like, oh, of course. Taking a stranger to a drug deal on a date is a weird thing to do. Let's find out.
You did a drug deal on a date.
I mean, I didn't make him do any of the drugs.
You do the drug deal. You gave me money. I handed him money. He handed me cocaine. I handed you cocaine. I became a drug dealer in that situation.
You know what? Grow up.
Grow up? Huh? Why is she so flabbergasted by the idea that this dude didn't want to do a drug deal on a date? Even people who deal drugs know that you should probably get to know someone and, you know, build trust with someone before you reveal to them that you are a drug dealer.
Allison, you have to acknowledge that maybe if he's not into that, then he doesn't want to get nailed for buying it.
Oh, please. He wasn't buying it. We were just out to have a good time, and so I was trying to make it better.
Okay. Look, so is there any way, would you get past this, Matthew?
So then Fred and Angie ask if there's any way that the dude could get past this and go on another date with her. He obviously says no. And that is the end of the episode. That is an episode of Waiting by the Phone. So aside from how wild that was, it's kind of like a weird premise to begin with, right? Like, it's about people who are getting ghosted. Their texts aren't being answered, their calls aren't being returned, but they want a second date, so they figure, hey, maybe if I call the radio and I get the radio host to interrogate my date, they'll want a second date with me. Because that's really what people want, is to be interrogated on the radio. And the fact that the premise is weird would be forgivable if it weren't for the fact that this entire show is completely fake. That's right, the date didn't even happen. The whole show is fake, the date was fake, the story's fake, cocaine's not even real. Even though they do a couple things to try to make you believe it's real, like when the person answers the phone, Fred and Angie have to ask if it's okay that they're on the radio, making it seem like they need to get consent because this person hasn't signed a release. But all in all, they do such a bad job of making this seem real. For one, they seem to do this show a lot. I think they do it multiple times a week. In fact, on the podcast page, they upload one of these podcasts every weekday, so 5 times a week. So you'd think they would need people to be calling in constantly to volunteer to be on this show. But one thing that I've noticed while listening to the show is they never advertise how to get on the show. They never say a number to call or a website to go to or an email to email. There is no way, from listening to the show at least, to get on the show. So I decided, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I just have to do a little bit of digging to get on the show. So a couple days ago, I tried my best to get on Waiting by the Phone. And here's what happened. So I'm just gonna Google it to see if there's a number listed anywhere. All right, so I Googled Waiting by the Phone Kiss FM phone number. The first option is just an episode of Waiting by the Phone that you can listen to. And then the second one is Best of Waiting by the Phone. These are some videos of Waiting by the Phone. Okay, so there's no number listed anywhere for you to call Waiting by the Phone. Literally no information on how to get on Waiting by the Phone. So what I think I'm gonna do is over here on Kiss FM's website, you can click, there's an option to contact Kiss FM. So I'm gonna do that, and then there's a few numbers here: studio line, business line, advertise with us. So I'm just gonna try calling the studio line and see if I can get on Waiting by the Phone. Okay, I am calling Kiss FM's studio line. He does not pick up. Can you even call Kiss FM at all? I've been waiting for 3 minutes now and no one has picked up, so I'm gonna hang up. Can I tune into the radio right now and see what's going on? Maybe they're doing something where they're using all the phone lines. Okay, no, they're just playing Selena Gomez. So, no reason that they shouldn't be able to pick up the phone. I assume they have employees that do that. Maybe I'll try calling the business line. Waiting by the Phone is serious business, so you gotta call the business line.
Thank you for calling iHeartMedia Chicago. Our office is now closed.
I found an email form I can fill out to send to them, so maybe I'll do this instead. Help! I want to be on Waiting by the Phone. Please help! Yes, I would like a reply. Yes, I am not a robot. And submit. Your request has been received. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, it's the next day. It is 10:54. So hopefully this is within office hours of the Kiss FM studio line. I'm gonna try calling them again. They're not gonna pick up, are they? They're never gonna pick up. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that their studio line doesn't exist, and there's actually no way to contact Kiss FM, unless they ever respond to my email request, which I also doubt they will do. So yeah, it's impossible to get on the show, because everyone on the show is an actor, and if you are not an actor, then you cannot be on the show. Alrighty, let's check out another episode, why don't we? This one's called The Dump and Dash.
How you doing?
Doing very well. How about yourself?
Very well. Thanks so much for calling. Waiting by the phone. Tell us about your date with Stephanie, how you guys met, and where you guys stand right now.
Well, we were talking for a bit on Bumble. We went out for drinks, Cinco de Mayo. We even hooked up, which was awesome.
Oh man, they hooked up? That sounds awesome.
It might have just been, a kind of a one-night thing because she hasn't responded to any of my texts warmly or hasn't jumped on anything.
Okay, and that you didn't want a one-night thing. Like, you've reached out to see her again. You want to repeat at least. Well, that's where we come in. We'll call and ask some questions. You'll be on the phone. Maybe we can straighten this out and set you guys up on another date.
All right, so the date went great. They even hooked up. It was awesome. And this dude couldn't think of any reason that this girl wouldn't want to text him back. So let's see what the girl has to say when they call her.
Can you tell us where you guys stand?
So he called you?
Right. It's called Waiting by the Phone.
He's a little confused.
He reached out to us and told us about the date. He likes you, wants to see you again, and is hoping we can put you guys back together.
Probably not.
So what happened? Because why are you just not interested, or did something go on, or did he say something, or...
It's just like, all right. He the bed.
He pooped in her bed, left, and then apparently was like, damn, that was a great date. I killed it. I didn't think I had it in me, but I hooked up with her and pooped in her bed? That was awesome.
I woke up and there was in my bed.
I forgot to mention that Joe is here. Joe, you left that detail out.
Oh my God.
That's a key detail in all of this.
Oh my God.
It's not a real detail.
So he tries to defend himself for a little bit, being like, what? I didn't know that. I must have been so drunk that I didn't even remember that I pooped in your bed. I didn't know. But then 2 seconds later, he admits that he did it and that he knew he did it.
Oh my God. Wouldn't I know if it was my because it would be in my pants, not on my bed, all right?
Yeah, Buster, let's get one thing straight. When I poop my pants, I know it. Because it's in my pants and not all over my bed.
Why would I just randomly the bed and not remember? I was also drunk. I wasn't necessarily just embarrassed. I barely knew that.
He barely knew? How do you barely know that you pooped in someone's bed? Oh, come on, dude. I barely even knew I pooped in her bed. Yeah, I know that I pooped somewhere that wasn't the toilet. And yeah, I noticed there was poop in her bed. But how was I supposed to know those two things were related? So this whole time... this dude knew that he pooped in this girl's bed. He knew it from the start, but he still went for days without her texting him back, wondering why she's not texting him back. And then he decided to call the radio. So these two radio hosts would harass this poor girl and ask her, why won't you call him back? Never once thinking it might be because he pooped in her bed. This show is insane. This show is a nightmare. So you might notice from the two examples that I've shown that the show is a little bit formulaic. That's one of the big issues I have with it, is that every episode plays out the exact same way, which one could argue is a huge indication that the show is scripted. One could argue it, and one does. It is I am the one. The person who calls in always starts off by saying we had such a great time, everything was great, I can't figure out why they won't call me back. A lot of times they even throw in we went back to my place and hooked up, at which point Fred and Angie are always like, oh, wow, they hooked up. That's kind of interesting. And then, of course, they call the ghoster, and it turns out that they're not the weird one. It was the ghostee all along. And the reason they ghosted him is because they did some weird shit on their date, like poop in their bed or take them to a drug deal. This happens in literally every single episode. This one's called The Competitive Eater.
After we do Waiting by the Phone, hi, Greg.
Hi.
Oh, shit, this one's about Greg. Hey, Greg. Let's hear how Greg fucked up. So we can just skip past the exposition for this one. We know that the date went well, and he can't figure out why this girl won't call him back. Let's just skip to the part where they call her.
I guess the best way to put it was he embarrassed himself really, really badly, and he embarrassed me.
How did he do that? Because he said everything went really well and he had a good time. He didn't share anything. So what happened? How did he embarrass you both?
Wait, hold on. Greg did something weird? What a twist! But he said everything on the date went fine. And now you're telling me that everything didn't go fine and Greg did something weird? I don't know, man. Seems a little sus to me.
And we were sitting at the bar having a drink, and all of a sudden he's on the stage with like a bunch of other men and a woman, actually, and there are like piles of soft tacos and pitchers of water and just food everywhere. He took off his button-down shirt and he was wearing his wife beater underneath.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Oh my God, the visual's amazing on this.
Okay, and so you're still sitting there at the table because you were on this dinner date, and so you're going to be a spectator now.
Okay, this dude's kind of a savage. So this dude goes on a first date with a girl and leaves the girl halfway through the date to go enter a competitive taco eating contest, and then I guess leaves the date thinking that he totally killed it. Very typical date if you asked me. We talked about work, exchanged pleasantries, made small talk. I ate 100 tacos, threw up, and kissed her goodbye. Just another classic first date with Greg.
After the whole thing is over, he comes back and he's starting to complain about his stomach hurt.
So hold on 1 second. So you're being like so dramatic.
And then Greg doubles down. He's like, wait. You are being so dramatic right now. I thought you'd think it was really romantic if I shoved 50 tacos down my throat and then got a tummy ache and had to go home.
I don't know. I maybe misjudged the situation as far as like, I don't think that we're compatible.
Now he's like trying to break up with her. He's like, look, I just don't know if we're compatible, okay? I don't know if I could ever be with someone that didn't want to watch me strip down to my tank top and eat soft tacos by the dozen. It's like, dude, we've all already established that you're not compatible. That's why she didn't call you. I guess it's important that you come to this conclusion too, but don't act like you're the one who decided it. These characters are so bizarre, and I understand that that's the point. Like, that's where the entertainment value comes from, is like, whoa, this wacky thing happened. But Kiss FM releases one of these episodes every weekday. So they expect us to believe that they find 5 of these scenarios every week. Mind you, without knowing that the scenario is this crazy beforehand. They just know that there's a very normal sounding guy who had a very normal sounding date and now someone's not responding to them. Like, how many people would you have to go through until you got to a situation that was this weird? Because I feel like 99% of the people they call would just be like, oh, yeah, we just didn't really have a strong connection and I didn't really feel like seeing him again. Because obviously, not every single first date goes wrong because someone started competitively eating or pooping in someone's bed. All right, here's one more episode called The Crazy You Date.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, I went on this date with this girl, and I had a really great time. We got drinks. We even hooked up. That was cool.
Well, that's all good stuff.
Bam,
you go on a
bam,
date,
bam.
Oh, wow, you hooked up, huh? Bam, bam, bam. Is that how it went? Did it go bam, bam, bam?
Hello?
Hi, is this Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Good morning, Fred and Angie from the Morning Radio Show on Kiss FM in Chicago. I'm sorry to bother, but I have to tell you that we are on the radio right now. I would need your consent to continue with the call. Is that okay if we talk for a couple of minutes?
Okay.
Oh, another thing, why is every person that they call always, like, just cool with being on the radio without any warning? They always pick up and they're immediately just, like, cool with talking about their sex life and their dating life on the radio. They're just like, hey, so we heard that you had sex with this guy and now you won't call him or text him. Would you care to tell millions of people why you did that? Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Because I feel like if they called me, it would probably just be like, hey, Danny, we're with the radio. We just have a couple questions about someone you went on a date with and hooked up with. Do you mind being on the radio real quick? Yes. Or I just wouldn't even pick up, because I never pick up unknown numbers, and I'm pretty sure no one does. And this right here is exactly why. Because those pesky telemarketers, always trying to get you on the radio. Yeah, another weird thing is that they even pick up in the first place. This show airs at like 9 a.m., so presumably a lot of these people must be at work, right? Why are these people so cool with just like talking about their dating life out in the open at work? Just in your cubicle, like, oh, you want to ask me about a girl I hooked up with? Sure. Okay, so basically, right after we hooked up, this girl put a huge poopy in my sock drawer. Excuse me, sir, this is an office. If we could keep private conversations outside, if you need to step outside. Fuck off. Yeah, and then she peed in all my water bottles. Yeah, an entire 24-pack. I don't even know how she found the time to do that without me noticing. All right, anyway, let's find out why this girl is ghosting this guy.
Wow, well, he really freaked me out.
Why?
We went on this date and we were having a good time and talking about all those shows that we're binging, and I started talking about this show, You, that I'm obsessed with. I thought that, that was the end of it, and then we go back to his place and, like, to hook up, and then he disappeared for a while, and then he came back wearing this ball cap, like that guy Joe,
Wearing the hat?
And a backpack.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I wear a ball cap and a backpack, and
Oh, no.
he started talking like Joe, and it freaked me out.
Whoever writes these, what kind of people do you think exist? Is this something that you think happens on first dates, like, all the time? So this girl said she was obsessed with you, and then they go back, in her words, because she thought they were gonna hook up, and then he leaves for a bit and comes back dressed up as the creepy guy from You. I don't know if he's like a murderer or something, because I've never watched the show.
He turns into the psychopath?
Yeah, he started calling me Beck.
Oh my God. I would have ran so fast.
I know.
I'm
The guy's a
scared right now.
psychopath in the show, and you're embodying that.
Yeah, I thought you were into that, Beck.
I thought you would like it if I, for all intents and purposes, a stranger to you, dressed up as a creepy psychopath from a TV show while you're alone with me in my apartment. I thought you'd think it was hot, babe. How was I supposed to know? Wait, the weird thing is that the dude said that they hooked up at the beginning. Remember? Bam, bam, bam. But the girl says they just went there because she thought they were gonna hook up, but then he left and came back dressed up as this dude from You. So did whoever wrote the script just forget that they had the guy say that they hooked up? Or does the guy think that dressing up as a character from You counts as hooking up? Does he think that's what hooking up is? Anyway, that's the end of that episode. I would just really like to be in the minds of Fred and Angie and whoever writes the show. I don't know if it's Fred and Angie or if they even know that the show is fake. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe someone else entirely writes the show and the producers at the show do the whole thing, but Fred and Angie don't even know that it's fake and they think they're really on the phone with real people. Because a lot of the times the reactions do seem surprisingly genuine, but the show is definitely fake. I just don't know if Fred and Angie know this. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my subscribers. We're an army, baby. Fastest growing army on the whole internet. Don't look that up. Alright, thank you Stella for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I climb onto the top of the Empire State Building with a little girl in my hand and swat away planes, but then I die. Bye! This video is over now. Over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun, a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now, over now. So why are you still watching this? The shoes are, and when they tell me how expensive they are, I go, oh, that's too expensive. I don't want it. It's gonna be really fun, and I think it'll be really interesting. So stay tuned for that. Bye. Hey Greg, welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Are Kids Watching These Days? It's not good. It's definitely not good. I think the last time I talked about a channel that's mostly just for kids was the Scherer family. They're just your average American family that's convinced that there's a monster living in the pond in their backyard. The Scherer family has been on the trending page like non-stop the past couple weeks. They had a video about whether you can cook eggs with dry ice. The answer to that was no, obviously. They've got another video that's on the trending page right now that's called I Got Her This, which is a picture of Carter giving Lizzie Scherer a red Ferrari. This video is really interesting. I watched the beginning of it. Carter brings Lizzie to this racetrack and he tells her he's got a big surprise for her.
Oh, okay, Liz is right here. Hey, Liz.
Carter, it's so hot out. What are we doing here?
Liz, I have a huge surprise for you.
What is it? Tell me.
Lizzie, of course, is curious. She's like, what is the surprise? Come on, tell me. And Carter's like, well, you know how you've always wanted one specific type of car? She's like, yeah, a red Ferrari.
Lamborghinis are cool and stuff, but Ferrari's definitely the way to go.
Ferrari, because you like that it's like red or something like that?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can see like a bunch of red Ferraris in the background that Lizzie can also clearly see. So Carter's like, well, I got you something really special. Walk over here. So they walk over to the dozens of red Ferraris and Lizzie still somehow doesn't know what the gift is. And then he tells her to turn around and lo and behold, it's a black Porsche? No, okay, no, there's a bunch of red Ferraris there too. Okay, cool.
Oh, I like this one.
Anyway, it's a really bad video, but the reason I'm bringing the Scherers up is because I recently discovered two of their friends, V Quaint and Chad Wild Clay. I don't know if that's his real name. I don't know if Wild is his middle name. It sounds like something you would say to impress a girl before you like ride your bike off a cliff or something. Oh my gosh, you're so wild. Wild is my middle name, bitch. And my last name is Clay. And my first name is Chad. Here's their channel descriptions. Chad's is, I use ninja toys to slice fruit and soda. I guess you could call me a fruit ninja superhero in real life. So Chad is a bit of a real life ninja. You'll see that a little bit later on in the video. He's got the sickest gadgets, the coolest ninja spy toys. He's a very cool guy. You can tell just by looking at him. V, on the other hand, is more of a girly girl. Hi, my name is V. I like to make lifestyle hack videos for laid-back girly girls, which is great for me because I am a very laid-back girly girl. If you like fashion, makeup, and DIYs, but you don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, then you are in the right place. That's right, if you're really passionate about makeup and DIYs, like you just love it more than anything in the world, but you absolutely hate spending time on it, this is the channel for you. So the descriptions of these two channels are pretty different. You know, Chad Wild Clay is more focused on ninja gadgets. He's a real guy's guy.
Do not eat my peanut butter.
Meanwhile, V makes videos for laid-back girly girls. But they do have one thing in common, and that's that they've both been kidnapped by a hacker. That's right, over the past, I want to say 2 months, they've been on and off kidnapped by a hacker. It's sort of like this on and off relationship they have with this hacker where sometimes he's kidnapped them and locked them in an abandoned prison or in an abandoned hospital room, and sometimes they escape and they just go right back to their house and do the same shit all over again the next day. Before we jump into the real thick of the plot, I just gotta say, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you're looking to get a great domain name, build a beautiful looking website or online store, Squarespace is the place for you. You can go to squarespace.com/Danny to get 10% off your first purchase. So, there's that. So all the backstory you need to know on V and Chad is that they're being sort of like chased by this hacker. He's been hacking their YouTube channel and trying to delete videos. He's apparently been doing it to other YouTubers too, but they've never actually shown any evidence of this. Just all in all, stalking them and being very creepy. So that's what you need to know going into this video. It all starts when Chad Wild Clay and V Quaint are hanging out with the Sheriff family. They're actually scuba diving for an abandoned safe and pond monster at Sheriff Fam house, exploring underwater pool. If you watched one of my other videos about the Sheriff family, you know that there was this whole other storyline with an abandoned safe. I guess Chad Wild Clay is looking for another abandoned safe in this pond. I guess at the Sheriff family house, like, abandoned safes are just a dime a dozen. They grow like weeds over there. You can't look under any rock or really even take 2 steps without tripping over an abandoned safe.
Oh, there's definitely something down here. I think I found the safe.
You did?
There's something metal and square down here. Let me go down and see if I can grab it.
So this is towards the end of this video. Chad is in the water looking sick as hell, like the real ninja he is. He says he's found something that feels square and metal underwater, and he thinks it might be the abandoned safe. So let's see what he pulls up.
I got it. Oh, I got it. I got it with my hand.
Do you need my help?
It's coming up. Oh my gosh, it's really heavy. Oh, here it comes. I might need your help to pull it up. Here it is. What is this? Wait, this doesn't look like a safe.
Wait, this doesn't look like a safe. Wait, he's right, that doesn't look like a safe at all. How the fuck did he feel that underwater and think that was a safe?
Jeez, Chad, I can't believe you pulled this whole thing up.
Yeah.
And look how long it is. How did he think that was a safe? Okay. It's got like a ridged edge and it's like 6 feet long. But it is made out of metal, so it could be a safe. But what happens next is not for the faint of heart.
V, I think I might have found it.
Really?
I found something square and metal down here. It's super heavy.
All right, come, bring it to me.
I'm gonna see if I can go down and get it.
Chad, something is in the water! Hurry, come towards me! Oh my god, hurry, Chad, come on! Oh my gosh! Are you okay? Are you okay? Chad, hurry, 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 Chad! Come on, hurry! Chad! 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 Chad!
That must be traumatizing. Can you imagine that happening to you? I should probably have mentioned this, but they're married. I mean, this poor girl V is just watching her husband get absolutely destroyed by what can only be described as a pond monster. Anyway, that's the end of that video. It's a pretty good cliffhanger. Now, if you had to guess what was going to happen next, I'll give you 3 options and tell me which one you think would be the best approach for Via to take. Call some sort of search and rescue team to help get her husband out of the pond. Jump in the pond herself and risk getting attacked by the pond monster to save her husband. Or throw some sort of flotation device into the pond for her husband to grab onto. Well, if you guessed any of those, you would be wrong. But if you guessed that she thought that Chad got sucked down the drainage pipes of the pond, so she followed the drainage pipes to some random farm to look for Chad, then you would be correct. Congratulations, you win $5,000. Now this theory may seem a little far-fetched, like she just saw Chad get attacked by a monster, why does she think he got sucked down a drainage pipe? That's a great point, but when you see how thick the drainage pipes are, it starts to make a lot more sense.
I have to do a little bit of investigating to see where this go. But come on. Chad! Chad!
One thing's for sure though, she hasn't stopped screaming Chad between the last video and this one.
Chad! 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 It's Chad! Oh my gosh! Oh, he says, "Hey V, it's me, Chad. I found something really cool." Well, duh, I know it's you, Chad. It's from your cell phone.
Just when she's about to lose hope, she starts getting text messages from Chad. But he's acting a little suspicious in the text messages. And we find out later that it was this hacker the whole time.
Are you okay? He said, "I'm fine, perfect health." Well, I'm really glad he's in perfect health, but That's really weird. So what happened? Okay, so he wrote back, I got sucked through the drainage pipe. I guess we guessed correctly.
Well, I guess she's not as dumb as we thought. He really did get sucked through those 1-inch PVC pipes that we were just looking at. Damn, Chad is slimmer than I thought. He's a slim little guy, slim little boy.
I'm gonna ask him where he is, because that's pretty important. What? This is a weird respawn. Take 50 steps north and 30 steps east.
So this mysterious person who she thinks is Chad starts texting her clues on how to find Chad. He leads her to this building. She tries to get in, but
Chad?
That doesn't work. Eventually, Chad's clues lead her into this weird, like, living room area.
Where am I? Why am I in this weird living room? That's weird. Somebody frame a dollar bill. Maybe it's the first dollar that I ever made on their job. People do that usually.
Yeah, people usually do that. People usually frame the first dollar they made from their job. I'd say 9 times out of 10, people frame the first dollar they made from their job. But then, things take a creepy turn. The text messages tell her to go into the basement.
All right, maybe he already found something cool and he needs the keys for them. I guess this is the only door that will probably lead to the basement. So let's go. Basement is really dark, but I guess most basements are always dark. Let me turn on my flashlight here. I can't really see where I'm going.
Immediately, it's too dark to see. So she does what any logical person would do, and she turns on her phone flashlight and shines it right in her eyes.
Can't really see where I'm going, but I'm feeling around, and there's more bars. All right, I'm just gonna crawl around because it's kind of a tight space. Different type of wall.
She walks around in this dark basement for a while, and the only thing she can feel are like cinder block walls and big metal bars going up and down. And she's like, okay, this seems like a regular basement. I guess I'll just keep stumbling past these like cage-feeling walls, and eventually I'll find Chad. But that doesn't happen. Turns out she walked right into a trap. A cell door shuts behind her, and all of a sudden she's locked in a prison.
Oh my gosh, Chad?
And this is where things get wild. Chad wild. Clay.
Yeah, you did it.
Their videos here sort of break off into 2 different streams because V is uploading videos to her own channel and Chad is uploading videos to his own channel. So you find out that Chad is in an abandoned hospital, locked in a room, while V is in an abandoned prison, locked in a cell.
Chad, help!
And here, these videos sort of take on this weird new genre that I've never seen before. It's sort of like Dora the Explorer meets Saw. It's sort of like Saw for kids, where your main characters are stuck in this like really creepy, fucked up situation. They're kidnapped and imprisoned and forced to solve riddles to get out. But they're also doing that thing that kids shows do, where they're like, oh, I don't know how to solve this riddle. Can you help? Which honestly, I think is pretty messed up. Because these videos are obviously made for like 4-year-olds. And the situations, I think, are scary enough for little kids. You know, being kidnapped and whatnot. But the fact that V and Chad are like sort of putting the responsibility on the little kids to help them get out is even scarier probably for the kids. They're trapped in these creepy ass rooms. There are these weird creepy voices from their kidnapper playing all over the place. There's riddles, there's clues, and they need you, a 4-year-old, to help them get out. And what makes these videos 10 times better is that this villain, the hacker, seems to be the world's dumbest, most sloppiest criminal. He's constantly leaving clues and riddles to help the characters get out of these situations, which, I mean, if you were trying to kidnap somebody, you wouldn't do. Like here, there's this riddle, and he wrote, how many triangles do you see on the wall? And eventually, when she gets that right, it ends up being part of the combination to unlock her from the cell. Like, why would he even write that down in the first place, unless he wanted the characters to get out? It doesn't make any sense. They do this really weird thing when they're asking the audience for help. They don't just do it like in Dora the Explorer, where Dora's like, do you see the little nutcracker guy in the background? Where is he? Oh, he's there! Thanks for yelling it at the TV! Where Dora pretends to be able to hear you speaking to the TV in real time, they ask you to comment your answer, and then they pretend that they can somehow see those comments before they've edited and posted this video. So take this triangle puzzle, for example.
Okay, all right, help me out. Let me know how many triangles you see. And I'm gonna try it and figure this out by myself too, but I need your guys' help.
Then she tries to figure it out for herself. She gets it wrong. like a fucking amateur. But then she goes back and says she's going to look at the comments everybody else read.
Maybe I didn't do that correctly. I'm gonna look at your comments right now to see if you guys gave me any different numbers.
And then she ends up getting it right, and she thanks us all for helping her out by commenting. It's just like a really weird thing. I've never seen anybody pretend to be able to read comments on a video that they haven't posted yet before. That's the biggest indicator to me, that these videos are for people so young that they can't even like conceptualize how YouTube works, that you like film a video, edit it, and then post it, and by that time, like, what is in the video has already happened, like hours ago, days ago. This is clearly meant for people who just have no idea how videos work. There's lots of weird inconsistencies in these videos too. We can see that in Chad's video where he's trapped in the hospital. He's going around trying to like figure out clues and trying to figure out why he's in this abandoned hospital.
And is this an x-ray of my brain?
Did they remove half my brain?
In the first video, he's filming himself, you know, he's like vlogging it. He's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Hello? Is any doctors here?
Then that video leaves off on a cliffhanger. And when we come back in the next video, he's still trapped in the hospital, but he has a cameraman filming him this time.
Hello, are there any doctors in here?
I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. Like, this seems like it's supposed to be, like, trying to trick you into thinking this is reality, right? But then, like, randomly, there's this camera guy in there now. Like, did he also get kidnapped by the pond monster hacker? Is he also, like, a person who's trapped in there with them? But then they also will occasionally cut to shots that are filmed from security cameras. And when they do that, you never see a cameraman filming Chad. So it's this weird, like, mindfuck thing where it's like, well, then who is shooting this? Is there a floating camera? The security camera footage is also really weird because it's super easy to tell that they just had somebody stand up on a chair and hold the camera because there's like visible like camera shake in every one of those shots. It's like they couldn't afford a tripod. I was just looking at their Instagrams. They're pretty funny too. While they're supposedly trapped in this like prison cell or in an abandoned hospital, they're just like posting regular pictures on their Instagram. Like this, she's just chilling in like a sun hat or posting about their wedding anniversary. It's funny to read the comments on these too. Like on this picture for their anniversary, all the comments are like, if the pond monster is a fish, how could it carry Chad to old abandoned hospital? Or this one on another one of her pictures, I know who the hacker is Jake Paul, but it's she doesn't do box forts, and he's doing your Tesla one in his videos. Well, I think it's safe to say that this guy has cracked the case. Now, by now, you're probably pretty attached to these characters, and you're wondering how this whole thing ends. Well, unfortunately, there's not really any real resolution. In their most recent videos, they're still being followed and stalked by the hacker. They did get out of the prison, though. V got out of the prison, Chad got out of the abandoned hospital, they met out, and they had this epic drone chase.
Come on, drone, I'm gonna get you!
And, well, do you remember earlier when I said that Chad is sort of like a ninja? Well, you're about to see that in full effect here.
I'm gonna do a jump spin side kick, a ninja kick. I kick the thing down. I think that'll knock it out of its commission. You get on the other side of it to distract it, and then I'll jump spin side kick it. Ready?
Okay.
Go, 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 go.
Wow. 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 I mean, I told you he was a ninja, right? So that's about the end of the story so far. They do have another video that they've posted since then, but it's not really about the hacker. It's Chad pranking his wife V to think that the hacker is inside their house chasing them, which is something that you would totally do to your wife after such a traumatizing experience of being kidnapped, but it doesn't really have much to do with the actual hacker. Well guys, now that it's the end of the video, it's time for me to do my ad read for Squarespace. So here it goes, just a regular old ad read. I'm gonna do it right now. Help! Help! Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there. I don't really remember what happened. All I know is I was just washing my hands when I got sucked down the drain and ended up here, totally dry in different clothes. I don't really know what happened, but I think the hacker might be behind this. Oh no, guys, I think that might be the hacker. Hey, let me go!
Oh, I'm not gonna let you go, unless you solve these riddles.
Oh, you just want me to answer a few riddles?
Yeah? What do you mean?
I don't know. It just seems like you kind of put a lot of work into getting me here. You defied the laws of physics just to get me through those pipes, and you're just gonna let me go that easily if I just solve a couple riddles?
Well, isn't that what bad guys do?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you say so, dude.
Alright, here it goes. If you want to show off your online business, sell products, or make an online portfolio or any other online project, what is the best all-in-one platform to get the job done?
Squarespace.
You can do everything from picking out a domain to designing the perfect website by choosing from one of their beautiful designer templates.
Yeah, Squarespace.
What did you say?
Are you just doing an ad read for Squarespace?
They've got awesome 24/7 customer service, and you can even set up your own online store in just minutes.
Okay, did Squarespace like hire you to kidnap me and tell me about all their features? That seems like way more work than it needed to be.
No.
Dude, I've already used Squarespace before, and I've heard like every other YouTuber talk about it. I don't need to hear about the features.
Well, you've solved it. But now for the next riddle. Saw off your legs.
That's not a riddle.
Too bad, dude. That's the only way you're getting out of those chains. So, just start sawing.
You didn't even chain me by my legs, you chained me by my hands.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Here you go.
This is a hammer.
Jesus, dude, is this all you do is complain? I'm giving you an out. I kidnapped you, and I'm gonna let you out. Just, all you have to do is saw off your legs. You don't need those.
Well, alright. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, subscribe to join Greg. We're the strongest army on the internet. I'll see you guys next time. Guess who's back? Back again. Daddy boy. Daddy boy's back. Hello everyone, welcome back to my second channel. If you clicked on this video thinking it was a main channel video, it's not. This is my second channel, so if you're not subscribed to it, do that, or I'm going to punch your teeth into space. YouTube has been like my full-time career for, I feel like 2 years, maybe? But still, when I see myself on lists of like YouTubers and stuff, whenever people reference me as being a YouTuber, it still feels very surreal. I guess because I've wanted to be a YouTuber for like my whole life, or ever since YouTube has been a thing in my life. But I am a little bit skeptical. I'm not really sure if I am a YouTuber. Am I really a YouTuber, or am I living a lie in a fantasy world? Have I gone insane and I just think I'm a YouTuber? Well, there's only one way to find out, in my opinion. There's a bunch of quizzes online where you answer a bunch of questions about yourself, and then it tells you which YouTuber you are. So I figure the only way to figure out if I'm really a YouTuber, or if I'm just crazy, is to answer these questions as truthfully as I can, and see if it comes up with me. If it does, I'll know that I really am a YouTuber, and my dreams have come true. And if it comes up with someone else, then shit. So I googled, what YouTuber are you? And it brought up a few quizzes, so I'm just gonna go through and see if it comes up with me. So this first one is on this website called Do Quizzes. Yeah, bitch. I'm about to. At first I thought that these things down here were part of the quiz, but these are actually different quizzes they have. So these look like they could be fun later. Does your crush like you? What type of girl are you? Leave a comment below if you want me to try that one out sometime. Find out what kind of girl I am. Cool or not cool? Name this YouTuber. I don't know who that is. That seems like a tough quiz. All right, let's start this quiz. The first question is, hey, are you ready for this quiz? Okay, we got, I'm ready, bro. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm ready. Totally, I'm so excited. Yeah, whatever. Okay. And yes, I'm ready. Some of these responses don't even make sense with the question. Hey, are you ready for the quiz? Okay. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say I'm excited. I'm just gonna say yeah. How could this have any impact on the answer? Would certain YouTubers be more excited to take this quiz? Like if I click totally, I'm so excited, will the quiz just be like, oh, you're Shane Dawson. Okay, I'm gonna click yeah. What is your favorite color? Okay, my favorite color is blue. So this should be pretty easy. The options are black. Who cares if it's not a color? Blue or green? I really can't decide. Orange with a smiley face. Blue or gold? Pink or purple? Obviously. I like the rainbow, but if I had to choose one color, it would be green. Why are these options so weird? Why isn't there just blue? Blue is on here twice, so I can pick between either blue or gold or blue or green. Why can't I just pick blue? Why does orange have a smiley face? Like they're being cheeky. Blue or green says I really can't decide, but I really can. I know that it's blue, so I guess I'll pick blue or gold, even though it's just blue. I really don't give a shit about gold if I'm being honest, but also blue and gold were our tour jacket colors, so I guess that makes more sense anyway. All right, we'll go blue and gold. How would you describe you personality? How would you describe you personality? Well, I'm awkward, sarcastic, and my friends think that I'm funny. I think I'm pretty funny and kind of smart. I can be a bit awkward though. Okay, those are like almost the exact same answer. Okay, 2, describing myself as awesome. I think I'm pretty funny and smart. I can be a bit awkward though. I think that fits me the most. I am at times very awkward in person, but I also think I'm pretty funny, and I think I'm kind of smart. Pick an item: my laptop, a checkered shirt, makeup, I can't live without it, Xbox or PlayStation, lipstick, Starbucks, my flat cap. I think they mean flat brim cap, right? Not just like a flat cap. I simply can't get by without my flat cap. I'm gonna go with my laptop, even though my laptop does not look like this 2004 Toshiba. How many friends do you have? The only person I need is my best friend. I have lots of friends, but I like my best friend most. That's what a best friend is. You like them the most. That's why you call them the best friend. Okay, I'm gonna go with I have 1 or 2 friends that I hang out with. I don't really have like a huge group of friends. I've got 1 or 2 friends. Laura and Peanut, and I hang out with them quite a bit. So I'll go with that. How much do you swear? I suppose I swear quite a lot. Yeah, I don't even have to read the other ones. I'm gonna do that one. Do you care about your appearance? Oh man, so there's like, I guess so. Yeah, I make sure that I look okay. And then there's no, who cares what anyone else thinks? I wonder what YouTuber that answer corresponds with. If I found out that that was me, I feel like I'd feel pretty bad. Like the person making this quiz was like, Danny, from the looks of him, clearly does not give a shit how he looks. So he's gonna be that answer. Yeah, I make sure that I look okay. What is your favorite emoji? Yes, all of the most popular emojis, like the laughing emoji, the alien emoji, and the boar emoji. Everybody loves the boar emoji. Honestly, out of these ones, I like that one the most. I'm gonna pick that. Which of these is your favorite animal? Llamas, lions, guinea pigs, dogs, cats, monkeys, unicorns. I gotta go with dogs, to be real. I love a good dog, and my dog is a good dog. And I love my dog. What describes your perfect date? Date? I'm too awkward to date anyone. A simple dinner date. A romantic picnic by the lake. Playing video games. Singing songs by the fire. Going on a road trip to nowhere? That sounds awful. Well, that's just like sort of going for a drive, right? Going on a road trip to nowhere? That sounds like you're gonna drive into a lake and die. Or Netflix and food. I'm gonna go with a simple dinner date. I feel like my perfect date would be like a more fancy dinner date, but they didn't give that as an option. So I guess my only option really is a simple dinner date, so I guess I'll go with that. Definitely not going on a road trip to nowhere. Pick one of these. That one. Oh, okay, I think this is the last question. Okay, did you enjoy this quiz? Sure. All right, baby, let's see who I got. Phil Lester. Okay, so I got Phil of Dan and Phil. I honestly did not see that coming. I feel like I answered these questions pretty truthfully, and yet I am Phil Lester. So that is 1 point for me not being a YouTuber. I wonder if other people who took this quiz got who they wanted to. Okay, this person said they got their favorite YouTuber. This person said that they're PewDiePie. This person said that they're PewDiePie. This person said that they're PewDiePie. These 2 people said that they're PewDiePie. Okay, it seems like a lot of people got PewDiePie. Now I'm kind of upset I didn't get PewDiePie. You know, I've never watched any of Phil's videos. Maybe I am similar to him. Maybe I am him. Maybe I am him. All right, let's move on to the next quiz. Find out which famous YouTuber you are most like in this fun and entertaining quiz. Whoa, I was looking for just like a normal quiz, but this one's about to be fun and entertaining. If you were a famous YouTuber, who would you want as your best friend that you'd love to collab with? Well, none of these are any of my friends that I've collabed with, so I feel like no matter what I pick, it's not gonna be me at the end of this. I wish like Drew or Curtis were on here. Who's most like Drew or Curtis? Markiplier? Well, it's too late to change my answer because the second I clicked it, it moved on to the next question. So I guess I'm going with Markiplier. What's your favorite / most used emoji? See, the thing is, they're not giving me all the emoji options. I don't use any of these emojis. I guess maybe the laughing one? I really like the one that's like this, but that's not even on here. Okay, I guess the laughing to tears. I use this after literally every text. Okay, I don't do that, but I guess I have to pick this one. What do you think is your Patronus or spirit animal? Honestly, I fuck with otters in a pretty big way. I like how they hold hands when they're asleep, so I'm gonna have to go with otter. On a first date, what would you enjoy most? I would like a hike. That seems nice. It seems like a good way to get to know someone. You get to talk. See, in movies, you don't really get to talk. You just kind of sit next to the other person for 2 hours in silence. Doesn't really seem like much of a date. At least not a good first date to me. Unless you're just trying to make sure that the person you're on a date with knows how to sit still for 2 hours. In which case, I guess it's a fine idea. If you got the opportunity to name a child, what name would you pick? I can already guess without even looking at the names that none of them are going to be names that I would pick. So I guess I just have to pick the one that I like the most. Let's go with Levi, because he's got my genes. What do you think your friends would describe you as? I'm definitely pretty cool, confident, and fun. I'm gonna have to go with that. I'm definitely cool. I don't know about the other ones, but I'm cool as fuck. You and your best friend decided to go on a vacation trip to a big city. Where would you go? Actually, I just went to Tokyo on vacation last year, so that. Perhaps somebody picks up your iPod. Which song are they likely to find on it? Oh, you know your boy's a Drake boy. You know your boy's got started from the bottom on his iPod. Did that say iPod, by the way? Is there any way to go back? Did that say iPod? Do people still have iPods? Wait, when was this quiz written? 2017? I wasn't very popular back then. There's no way I'm on this quiz. But I'm already 11 questions deep. I guess I gotta keep going. I really should have looked at when they made this quiz. Out of the following, which outfit would you most likely find or want in your closet? Okay, these all seem like kind of girly outfits. Is this quiz for girls? It doesn't say it's for girls. I guess I wear flannels sometimes. I'll do that. In the summer, you're looking to be a bit more outgoing and dye your hair. Which color would you like it to be? Now, these are all girly hairstyles too. Wait, this quiz is for girls? Come on, man. I'm not really outgoing, so I'll keep it the same. Damn, that's kind of judgy. Just because I don't want to dye my hair, that means I'm not outgoing. But I'm not going to dye my hair, so I'm going to pick that one. What is your favorite hairstyle if you're in a rush in the morning? Okay, I'm really starting to get the hint that this is, at the very least, only for people with long hair. Because the answers are messy bun, ponytail, a quick go with the straightening iron. Why did they hide all of the questions that don't apply to me at the end? So I got through the whole thing before figuring out that this is for women. I guess just plainly brushed out. Sure, let's go with that. If you were a YouTuber, how would you make your money? Is one of the answers. But from YouTube, by making YouTube videos. Creating music and selling it to fans? Well, I guess I do that. Promoting my new book? No. Selling ads by making great videos every day? I do that as well. Having a real job on the side? Okay. Kind of a dig at being a YouTuber. Calling YouTube not a real job. Going on a world tour to meet my fans? I did go on a nationwide tour. Designing and selling awesome merch, being sponsored. Okay, that's the same thing as selling ads. Being in commercials on TV to promote a product. I'm gonna go with by making great videos every day. Well, no, because I don't make them every day. Shit. I'm gonna say creating music and selling it to fans. On Saturday night, which one of these TV shows can you binge watch? I don't like any of these shows, but if I had to pick one, I guess I'd pick Friends. Okay, that's the end of the quiz. Calculating results. And my answer is Shane Dawson. Huh. So, okay, so maybe it was a quiz designed to be taken by girls, but the YouTubers could be anyone. Okay, I think I understand now. You got Shane. From watching his videos, you probably know to always be the person you want to be, and always empower yourself in any way. Although you tend to look like you're extremely confident and self-assured, you just have to keep in mind to take your best qualities and portray them inside out. You're very quiet and introverted. I don't think I ever said that in the quiz, but okay. But are very fun and down to earth. Yeah, I am. Don't be so hard on yourself at times. Okay, I'm not. What? Okay, this quiz is like judging me now. And try to begin to accept yourself for who you are. Okay, I do. I didn't like that. Okay, so I found one, I just kicked the tripod. But you know what? In the last video, I kicked the tripod and I just kept on going. So I'm not gonna fix it. I'm just gonna keep it. Okay, I'm gonna fix it a little bit. Okay, so I found one more quiz. Since I haven't really had the best of luck with the last two, this one, I'm gonna try to answer it as if I was someone who only watched me on YouTube. Because, like, the type of videos I make are different than, like, who I am in real life. Like, I'm not just going around making fun of people all the time in real life. So I'm gonna try to answer this one with that in mind. Like, this was written by someone who only watches me and doesn't actually know me in person. What's your favorite type of film? A fantasy with dragons and stuff, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and that's it. Sing anything about sport, really. What? Sing? Is that a genre of movie? Do they mean musicals? Hey dude, what type of movies are you into? Sing! This also does not cover every type of film. This is only 4 types of film here. In fact, it's really only 3 and then one just title of a movie. So I feel like this would not kick the tripod again. But I'm gonna say Fantastic Mr. Fox, because he's kind of sassy, and in my videos, I can be a little bit sassy sometimes. What's your idea of a perfect lunch? A slice of pizza, a nice bowl of soup, and a cup of tea. Something that will give me energy like pasta, and some chocolate. Nothing gives you energy like pasta. How would I answer this as me in my videos? I feel like I do have a decent amount of energy in my videos, so maybe something that would give me energy. Not necessarily a huge pasta for lunch kind of guy, or chocolate for lunch kind of guy, but I do like energy for lunch. I am an energy for lunch kind of guy. What sort of games catch your attention? Ones where you wander about and talk to elves. I prefer to record myself singing all the hits. That's not a game. I like to build stuff. It has to be FIFA. I feel like if someone watched my videos and put me in this quiz, they would think that I would like to sing all the hits because I make music on my channel. So I'm gonna I record myself singing all the hits, and somehow that is a game. How long do you like to spend playing games? Now, on my YouTube channel, I don't play any games, metaphorically or literally. I don't play any games, like video games, and I also don't fuck around. So I'm gonna say, nope, still not playing games. What do you like to wear normally? A t-shirt, jeans, and a fox hat? What is a fox hat? What is a fox hat? Oh, it's literally just a hat made out of a fox. What YouTuber is that? What YouTuber walks around with a fox on their head? A dress and slippers, tracksuit, or a football kit, a cardigan, and something sparkly. I feel like a t-shirt, jeans, and fox hat is closest, but I don't ever wear a dead fox on my head. But I guess I'll pick that. What are you wearing on your feet right now? Minecraft socks, muddy football boots, slippers, or trainers like Adele might wear. Why is normal socks none of the answers? I guess the closest thing is Minecraft socks. I don't understand. Do they expect every person who takes this quiz to be wearing one of these 4 things? These are so specific. All right, I'm gonna say Minecraft socks. Okay, last question. What is your ultimate ice cream flavor? Can I have custard instead, please? So the first option is I don't want ice cream. Okay, I'm gonna go with the last answer. A scoop of everything plus chocolate sauce and sprinkles, please, because I feel like in my videos sometimes I'm a little bit extra. I like to do a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go with that one, and we'll figure out who I am. What? Shirley Curry? That's right, you're most like the gaming grandma who loves to play Skyrim. What the fuck? I don't understand this at all. What did I do to deserve this? Alright guys, well, I have taken 3 quizzes to find out which YouTubers I am. The YouTubers I got are Phil, I got Shane Dawson, and I got Shirley Curry. None of them are me, so I guess I'm not a YouTuber. That concludes this video. Bye. Alright everybody, welcome back to the second channel. We're gonna do another Reddit video today. I've got a sparkling water. This one is completely brandless sparkling water. I poured just some random ass shit into this cup, so you will never know what it is. First off, before we get into it, I will have to be keeping things a little bit more brand friendly today. I received limited ads on my last Reddit video, I think because the thumbnail was so hot and spicy. So from here on out, no more talking about adult rat content. So if that's what you came here for, sorry. Bye. I've been keeping up with the subreddit a little bit. It looks like lots of people are posting on there, so I'm very excited to see what's new. Very excited to see what's been popping off. Now it's not loading. Do I not have internet? Is Reddit just broken right now? What's going on? Can I load anything? Google.com/G, no, not my mail. Yeah, today we're gonna be going through my email. Off to a disastrous start right off the bat. Okay, it's loading now. So I'm thinking it's been 2 weeks since I've been on the subreddit, so let's go top of the month again. I'm sure there's gonna be some good stuff here posted in the last 2 weeks. I just found this pic I took of Danny at VidCon in 2016. Holy shit. What is this picture? Were you pointing a gun at me? What the hell? It's kind of giving off the same vibe as the picture that someone took of me in the last Reddit video with me and Curtis, where we're kind of like, right? Didn't someone say we like look super uncomfortable? I look so nervous. Maybe that's just my posture. Maybe I just sit like that. Can we get a quick posture check? Do I just look nervous? Do I just have nervous guy posture? That's quite possible. But I am gripping that microphone like it's the only thing keeping me from flying off into space. Love that caption too. He saw me! It kind of sounds like frightened. Oh shit, he saw me. He's gonna get me. Meanwhile, I'm like, don't nobody ever look at me. I remember the context of this picture, despite it being 6 years ago. This was when Vine was still around. Obviously, as you might be able to tell by the giant V behind me. This is the Vine logo. This is the summer that we did Camp Unplugged, which if you didn't know was like a short film series of vines that was produced by Vine, so I was at VidCon because I was in that. And I believe I was doing some sort of Q&A panel with my boy Chris Melberger. That's my boy right there, Chris. That's my boy! That scene from Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. That's my boy! My boy! Let's see what the comments are on this. Oh my god, he looks so uncomfortable. I've never seen a more uncomfortable human being. And the person who posted this said, I know, right? I feel bad. 6 years later, this person still feels bad. I don't know why I looked so nervous. I got probably always just a little bit uncomfortable at these sorts of things, so that makes sense. Props to you for like being a fan of me for 6 years. That's crazy that you took this picture and then are still like in my subreddit, active on my subreddit. That's really cool. I like that you circled his face as if we were going to get confused on who you're talking about. You know, the guy in the background does like vaguely look like me, so it kind of makes sense. You'd be like, no, this one is Danny. That one is, oh, I don't know who that guy is. The one who looks like he is about to poop his pants? That's our boy Dan. Uncomfy king. We stand an uncomfortable king. Not the uncomfortable eye contact. Yeah, everybody is commenting on how utterly depressing this picture is. I wish he'd move over so we could see if Curtis or Drew is there. Probably not in this picture, but Drew definitely was there because he was in Camp Unplugged too, so he was around. He was certainly at VidCon at this time. Why is his ass not in the seat all the way? Danny's straight up sitting on the edge. Oh my god, dude. These people are tearing me to shreds. I deserve it too. That's the worst part. All right, I'm gonna recreate the picture, all right? 6 years later. Oh, take me back to this, dude. I gotta recreate this. Let's see, I think I have a microphone. Content creator can't find a microphone? What is this? All right, this'll have to do. Not the appropriate kind, really, but let's make sure I'm sitting on the very edge of the seat. Yeah, let me try to get in my mindset here of what the hell I was doing. And my arms are on the seat rest. How have I grown? Tell me. Do I look as though I've aged? Okay, that was me in 2016. This is me now. Ready? If you saw me at a panel now, this is how I'd be. What's good? You want a picture? Sure. No, I probably wouldn't even be looking at you. I'd be asleep. I'm so confident I just fell asleep. Yeah, been there, done that. Boring. I'm so confident I'm just bored all the time. That's a pretty funny picture. I remember actually, this VidCon was one of the first times I realized I have like serious resting bitch face. Good friend Aaron Tuning was there as well for VidCon. He was a Viner too. He was like watching me take pictures with people, and he said like every time I would take a picture with someone, I would like lean over and smile like this, and then the second it was over, I would just be like, yeah, thanks. And I would do that like after every picture. I think he took a video of it too. When he told me that, it pretty much ruined my life. Have you ever seen me out in public and I look like I'm dead inside? It's because that's just how my face is. Please, Danny, react to this. I'm begging you. The pregnancy pact. Okay, this looks to be some sort of classroom. Is this movie about a bunch of teenagers getting pregnant? Because that is actually a very odd topic for a movie. This looks so bad. What is this movie? I gotta find out what this is. The pregnancy pact. Is it really gonna be about teen girls getting pregnant? 28-year-old Sydney Bloom, an alumna of Gloucester High School, publishes a video blog about teen issues. Learning that her old high school has reported 10 to 18 teen pregnancies in the last 8 weeks, Sydney investigates the situation. So it's about a 28-year-old investigating why a bunch of teens have become pregnant. Whoa, okay. I just read a really graphic part of the plot that I could not include in this video because we're not talking about adult content, but I just saw some crazy stuff in there. Yeah, I'll look into this movie. That seems like a really weird plot. Is it just me or does this look like Danny? Yeah, that does look like me. I feel like I've seen this before. Have I talked about this picture before? Does it kind of look like he's making this face? Do I look like the tree? When I saw this on the subreddit, I was with my dad and I showed it to him and he was like, why? Why is your face like that? And come to think of it, I gotta agree with him. Danny Gonzalez. Dan Tree. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't think making a tree pun based off my name is gonna work. Based on these two, can't wait for him to be mildly offended and then agree. Did I do that? Can we get an instant replay?
Yeah, that does look like me.
Okay, guys, who updated Danny's Wikipedia? So after the last Reddit video, I jokingly asked people to put my personal information in the subreddit, and looks like somebody took it upon themselves to do that. Daniel James Gonzalez, that is my actual middle name, is an American YouTuber, musician, and former Viner. He lives at 460 Vale Way, nautical coordinates being this. Danny's blood type is B-. B negative, I guess. It's not a grade. Danny's blood type gets a B- from me, but if he's willing to put in some extra work outside the classroom, I could bring it up to a solid B+. Length of his head is approximately 14 centimeters. That does not seem correct. How many inches is that? 5 inches? Is it, what is the length of my head mean? Is that this way? Or this way or this way? I feel like this is width, this is depth, and this is height. So what's length? But at any rate, my head is not 5 inches tall. And also, like, all of these things are also incorrect. So no need to defend me or anything. This is not correct. Someone said that they looked up the address and it's in Los Angeles. So let's actually see where this person is making up where I live. 460 Vale Way. All right, let's see. 460 Mossy Vale Way in Atlanta. Where's Vale Way, dog? 460 Vale Way in Boulder Creek, California, dude. Let's see what's there. Is this a real place? What if I dropped this person down here and it went to a street view and I was just like standing there? I'm just like sitting in the grass like I really live there, but there's not a house there. I can't go to street view, guys. Guess we'll never know. Even though I live in Illinois and not California. Okay, this is as close as we can get, so maybe we can peer down the road. Anyone down there? That would be so funny if I was just standing right there. That would have been like kind of an epic prank. And are these coordinates the correct coordinates? I don't even know how to look up nautical coordinates. I don't know how precise these have to be. It's also in California, which is kind of impressive, but it's in a totally different place. All right, well, let's see where this shit is. Swoop. There it is. There's my house, guys. Do you like it? Pretty house. But alas, it is not mine. Why does this have so many upvotes? Pinterest find, and it's just a picture of me sporting some Christmas pajamas. Someone said, please, how is this real? I was just trying on some pajamas, okay? I think this is from like 5 years ago, but I was definitely feeling myself, that's for sure. And I did buy these. I think Laura and I got matching pajamas, actually. Reminds me of a reindeer by the way he's standing. Is that because my legs are like curved inward like that? Like I'm some sort of hooved animal? Damn, he's got a fat ass and legs like a antelope. Is this real? Is this real? I swear to God, dude, this is too good to be true. Danny absolutely dripped out in some Christmas pajayjays? Yes, it's real, okay? I was feeling myself. Is this just me or do I look like Danny? You do look like Danny. All right, let's get a side by side. Vote now. I feel like he does look like me. He's even got blue eyes. The hairstyle's kind of similar. Way to go, dude. You did it. No, that's Danny Gonzalez. Oh, yeah. That's Danny Gorgonzola. Is this just Danny trying to disguise himself again? Maybe. You'll never know. Does this feel exactly like something Danny would say, or am I just sleep deprived? Sleep is for the weak, then I guess I'm a little baby, bro. Yeah, I guess I'm a little sleepy little guy. I'm a little snoozer. I guess I'm a little goo-goo gaga ass bitch then, dude. It does kind of sound like something I would say. I feel like it sounds more like something Curtis would say. Someone broke it down to the different lines that they think would be read by different people. So Drew says sleep is for the weak, then I guess I'm a little baby bro. Then I say, yeah, I guess I'm a little sleepy guy, a little snoozer. And then Curtis says, I guess I'm a little goo-goo ass bitch then, dude. All right, I'll read the whole thing. I'll put my whole heart into it. You guys tell me what you think. Sleep is for the weak, then I guess I'm a little baby bro. Yeah, I guess I'm a little sleepy little guy, a little snoozer. I guess I'm a little goo-goo gaga ass bitch then, dude. You know, when I read it that way, it actually did kind of sound like something I would say. Because I did. I got a Greg beanie for my dad whose name is Greg. Yo, dad check. Dude, he looks awesome. Look at this guy. The first one looks like whoever posted this took it for him, his child. And then the next one, he was at work the next day and he's like, still wearing the beanie. He's proud of it now. Dripping the hell out. Is he a doctor? Dr. Greg. I guess it's not that impressive that his name is Greg because everybody who watches my videos name is Greg. But it, you know, it's nice to see a dad fan. I don't get dad fans often. And I'm assuming that's you in the background? Is this you? Or is this you? Or is this both the same person? Is this a current photo? Are you 3 years old? Nice, dude. I usually don't get 3-year-old fans and their dad being fans. That's awesome. Danny on Reddit, Nutcracker posts. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's cool and all. I'm glad when people look at Nutcrackers, they think of me. Cause, you know, I'm sort of attention hacking like that. I sort of love being on the tip of people's minds, but I kind of just like that Nutcracker. Other Nutcrackers don't really do it for me. Pretty much just that one. And that's not even a Nutcracker. He's a toy soldier decoration. His name is Little Nutcracker Guy. If you put a nut in that guy, he's not gonna crack it, I'll tell you what. Gonna tell my kids this was Danny, Drew, and Curtis. Okay, this seems like something we would do. Actually, I think we have a picture that's pretty similar to this. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Sheesh. Oh, I don't know if I have it on my phone. Where would that be? I think it's with Chris Melberger, actually. Let's see if I can find this shit. Come on. There is a picture of us standing like that somewhere. Like literally with our arms out like that. I like can picture where we took this picture. I can picture the picture. All right, well, it's official. I can't find it. So, sorry. Who do you think is who? I wonder if people are debating it in the comments, but I think there's a pretty clear answer here. This is me. This is Curtis, and that's Drew. I think we can all agree. Even though you can barely see this, but I feel like this guy actually kind of looks like me. If anyone's got Curtis's hair, it's this guy. This guy's hair kind of looks like Drew's. Deadass thought the middle was Curtis. Okay, let's see if my ranking is correct. Here's shown from left to right, Drew, Curtis, Danny. Nope, incorrect. This person agrees. The right is Drew. I was gonna say left to right, Danny, Curtis, Drew. That is correct. Why does the one on the left actually look like Danny though? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Danny was 3 feet tall as a kid. Yeah, that's true. I was really small as a kid. I wouldn't have been able to get up there. My friends would have had to hoist hoist me up. Dude, this is kind of sick. Minecraft fan art? Okay, I asked for fan art in the subreddit. Thank you for delivering. Here we go. Look at that, dude. That's sick. That's really good. It looks just like my Minecraft character. We got some redstone in the background. We got some lapis lazuli. I don't know why I've got a wooden shovel though. That's kind of messed up. Couldn't give your boy some dimey? Yeah, I want to see if there's more fan art in here. Give me some fan art. That's actually really cool. Wow. It's like all, I was gonna say it's all fucked up, but I mean it in a good way. Like weird, but really cool. Wow, that's awesome. This is really fucked up. No, it's cool. Someone said very charming. I would agree with that. Very charming. Me trapped in Danny's basement, people having fun. It's kind of fucked up. You should not have Wi-Fi down there, and you definitely shouldn't have a phone. How the hell did you post this? And how are your hands free? Dude, my guy in the basement's been practicing his shroom kidnapping life hacks. That's awesome. Danny needs to dress himself up as the Nutcracker with the face paint and stuff, and then edit himself into the corner to see if we notice. To see if you'll notice? Is there a chance that no one would notice? If instead of that back there, it was me, a full-sized real person? What if he has already been doing this? I have not! You would notice, I swear to God, if there was a real person back there, you would definitely notice. Okay, that's some nice fan art as well. We got some memes, we got some fan art. That's what I'm talking about. We got some personal information. I'd say that subreddit doesn't really get much better than this, guys. I redesigned Danny's office. Huh. You put my little U2s there. My U2s actually is in the background. It's right there. So now he's there twice, you idiot. No, yeah, I don't know if I really vibe with the style. It kind of looks like a little kid's room, which I do think is the aesthetic that I did go for in the last office, so I understand why you feel this way. But no, I don't know. I need to get some new shit in here. It's getting a little bit boring. That little cubby thing I've had for like 6 years, and I got it in our apartment in California. And then it's sort of just been like floating around in miscellaneous places and various places, and I kind of feel like I want to get like actual nice looking furniture in here. I don't want it to be too cool though, because then it'll be too distracting. And then no one will look at me during my videos if my office is too cool looking. Some YouTubers have their studios look a little bit too professional, I feel like, too, where they've got like LED lighting all over the place and it's all super sleek looking, and it's like, I feel like that makes it look like I'm taking myself a little too seriously. And if I'm gonna film second channel videos in here where I'm getting goofy and wacky, then it can't look too over the top serious. I just want it to look nice. Next subreddit challenge, somebody redesign my office in a cool style that you think fits me. Because I don't know what style fits me, dude. Another screenshot from a video. Very nice, guys. Good work. You did it. Anyone know where I can find a similar lamp? Dude, just wait for me to get my office redesigned. You can have this one. I'm about to kick that shit to the curb once I get a cool new office. No, it's from Target. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm almost positive that I got it from Target. Let's see if anyone in the comments guessed it. I think it's this one from Target. Yeah, let's see. Dude. It is. So if you want to get it, we can be lamp buddies for a limited time. Sleepy time peanut. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this in the subreddit a couple days ago, I literally almost cried. Yeah, that's really sweet, dude. That's so cute. Thank you for that. I want to print this shit out and put it in a frame, honestly. Hang it up in my house. She's so cute. Look at her. Chubby little dog. Did Danny get highlights? I've seen some discourse about my gray hairs lately. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think he has gray hairs. Yeah, they are. They're just gray hairs, man. It's kind of interesting that people have just started noticing it now, because I've actually had gray hairs in my head for a while. It's just, I guess it hasn't gotten noticeable until now. But my dad has always had just like a streak, like this much hair right here was white. He has like brown, almost black hair, and he just had a streak of white hair right here for like his whole life. So I guess I just have a little bit of that genetics, because it kind of is like just in one streak, and then I've got some little peppering all around my hair kind of. But isn't he like 27? I'm 26 and I have a few gray hairs, LMAO. It happens, sadly. Although to be frank, it looks great on Danny. Yo, thank you. I'm not really self-conscious about it, honestly. I think it looks kind of cool. Sheesh, Danny is getting gray hairs and he's not even 30 yet. Yeah, Buster, and it's because of you. It's all your fault. You guys make me watch these shitty ass videos and these bad movies, and the stress is slowly turning me into an old man. Actually, not slowly. It's quickly turning me into an old man. I Googled oldest man in the world. This is about to be me in a year. If I keep this up at the rate I'm going, burning the candle at both ends, man, this is how I'm gonna be. And you better believe I'm gonna look damn good doing it. No, Danny is aging? It is weird though, because I do have, you know, people say I have a young face. It is weird that like that's the first sign of like me looking my age is having white hair. But honestly, I'd fuck with it. If the only way that I show age is by having like totally white hair, that would be sick. Okay, that's enough top of the month. Let's see what's hot right now. Okay, this is a post from a different subreddit, but it has me in it. I had a dream that Danny Gonzalez completely disappeared for a month, and then he posted this photo on Twitter with no explanation. Later, it turned out to be a clue in a giant cicada 3301 like internet ARG. Okay, I don't know what the last half of that means, but I am curious about this dream. So I disappeared for a month and then posted this. Please find me. Follow the cat. That's such an ominous thing to post after being missing for a month. That's so fucking funny. What is this subreddit? Thomas the Plank Engine? Memes from your dreams. Oh, okay. So it's all about weird shit people saw in their dreams. One weird thing that I feel like I have never seen people mention before about being an influencer is that sometimes people like tag me in tweets being like, you were in my dream last night. It's super weird to think that like people that I don't know are having dreams about me, because it's normal for like your friend to be like, hey, you were in my dream last night, but for like someone that I've never met before to be dreaming about me, it's like, dude, why are you so obsessed with me, man? Just so mean. Get a life, buddy. Quit thinking about me. I'm living in your head rent-free while you sleep. And funny thing is, I was actually incepting your brain. I did that shit on purpose. Please find me, dude. Follow the cat. This is real. I was trying to incept it into your mind. I need help. When you leave your house tomorrow, follow the cat, and you will find me. Yo, this is some good fan art too. Look at this. Drew, Danny, Drew, and Curtis while watching their videos. Dude, these are nice. Look at this. That is some good pencil art, man. Does anybody know what shampoo and conditioner Danny uses? Yo, I'm trying to smell like Danny. Anybody know what he puts in his hair? You probably just want to like do my hair routine, right? That's why you're asking? I hope. Honestly, I just use whatever shampoo and conditioner Laura buys, and she buys like a different one every time. I blow dry it and then I put this in it. Literally, I'll tell you right now, it's this. Blow dry your hair and put this in it and you'll be looking like me in no time, all right? And you'll be smelling like me too, so you're welcome. Yo, anybody know what toilet paper Danny uses? I'm trying to get my butt feeling like his. Oh, looks like we got some sort of meme in here. Giving me all the emoji options. I don't use any of these emojis. I guess maybe the laughing one. I really like the one that's like this. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I sure hope you do. I carved your face into it. It's a good meme. Carved your face into it, a way to put it. Yeah, that is terrifying. Does anybody know what shampoo Danny uses in his hair? I think that's pretty much it. That seemed like a good crop there of Reddit content, so thank you guys for submitting to the subreddit. Blah, 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 dude. Does this guy ever shut up? Can this guy just shut up for 1 second? I swear to God, this guy needs to shut up for 1 second so I can talk about our sponsor, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Before I started using HelloFresh, like every year, I feel like my New Year's resolution was like, I want to stop eating out so much. I want to stop like scrambling every night trying to figure out what I want to eat for dinner and going and driving there and getting it. It would be so much easier if I could just cook at home. Your boy is also often too lazy to go to the grocery store. So that's why HelloFresh is actually the best. HelloFresh will send you 3 meals with pre-portioned ingredients. All you have to do is do a little bit of prep, throw it in the oven or on the stove, and you've got a delicious home-cooked meal right in front of you. They've got a variety of recipes to choose from, and each week you get to choose what recipes they send you. So you never feel like you're eating like the same thing over and over. If you're a person like me that only knows how to cook like 2 dishes, you don't gotta worry because they're gonna send you a variety of stuff. I've loved pretty much everything they've ever sent me, so it gets 2 thumbs up from this guy. Also, if you're trying to set a New Year's resolution around the amount of calories you take in, they've got calorie smart meals, and they also have carb smart meals if you're watching your carbs. One of my favorite things about HelloFresh is they send you pre-portioned ingredients. So that means they're not sending you a ton of food that you're not going to use and you end up wasting. Which, along with the fact that HelloFresh's packaging material is recycled content, makes HelloFresh a very sustainable option. So if this sounds good to you and you want to get some delicious, scrumptious meals from HelloFresh, then head on over to HelloFresh.com and use my promo code 2Danny2Furious16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. I don't even know what those are, but they sound awesome, so head on over there, use the code. Thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of The Great Dan Boney. I am great, and I am Dan. So since it's October, it's getting to be Halloween time, I thought it would be fun if we do another spooky movie review. And to be honest, this movie, Spooky House, is the spookiest movie that I've seen in a while. It's got a spooky house, it's got a spooky guy, and it has an absolutely insane plot twist at the end. I did not see this coming, and you will not either, I guarantee it. Or maybe you will. Now that I've said that there's a plot twist, you might see it coming, but I didn't see it coming. This movie came out in 2002. It has Ben Kingsley in it, so you can expect some good shit coming out of this movie. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Spooky House. So the movie starts off with this magic show put on by the Great Zamboni. Apparently he's like this famous magician. He's having one of his shows filmed, so he's doing it just in front of a camera crew. He's doing some absolutely insane magic tricks. This is the very first trick that he does.
Be prepared to have your illusions shattered.
Yeah. The very first trick he does is the most insane magic trick I've ever seen. Holy shit. Imagine seeing this, going to a show and seeing your favorite magician, and the very first trick they do is just explode. You're like, wow, that's really impressive. Is he dead? Did this motherfucker just die at the beginning of the show? I paid $200 for this ticket. But now he's good. All the king's horses and all the king's men put the Great Zamboni together again, and he's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, my partner on stage and in life, Dawn Star.
Okay, and this is important to set up the movie. He's doing this trick where he introduces his wife, whose name is Dawn Star. He's doing this trick that's also sort of a story. So he's telling the story about like these evil spirits who want to take Dawn Star and how he won't let them. And he puts her into this star and raises the star up into the air.
Looked upon the star and blew with all his might.
And then all of a sudden the star just blows up. Like, he looks concerned like that wasn't supposed to happen. He might have just blown up his wife. And then he goes to finish the trick where he's supposed to open this globe and she's supposed to be in there, and she's not. And then he looks even more concerned. So whatever worries he had before are even worse now that she wasn't in the globe. That's the whole first scene. His wife blows up and then she's not where she's supposed to be. Right off the bat, I am left very confused by the first scene. But one thing is for sure, his wife actually is gone. No one knows where his wife is. Then in one of the weirdest tonal shifts I think in any movie I've ever seen, it cuts from him blowing up his wife to just him walking down the street 11 and a half years later with a Jaguar. Just not a care in the world, just walking around outside with a Jaguar in public. People are like jumping out of the way, they're all scared. They're like, holy shit, it's a panther, right? Is that even legal to do? Can you just walk around with a jungle cat? Seems like that shouldn't be legal, but there he goes. Just with this nice, delicate gold chain walking around his murder animal after he killed his wife. So I guess they, you know, they have a lot in common.
If you're watching closely, you'll see someone ghostly. Kind of guy.
And I think one of my favorite parts about this movie is that during this scene, they're playing a theme song for the movie. This movie has a theme song.
He's a little creepy, always acting freaky. Everybody wonders why.
So you know this movie's about to be fucking awesome, right? He's a little creepy, might have blown his wife up. He's a creepy kind of guy. Also, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but the tune of this song reminds me of that Vine that's like, if your name is Junior and you're really handsome, come on, raise your hand. Does anybody else get that reference? So the Great Zamboni is one of the main characters of this movie, but the actual main character is this kid, Max. He's the littlest one in this group of friends that the movie follows. And while all of Max's friends seem to have like loving families, Max is a little bit different because he's an orphan. And apparently the day after Halloween, November 1st, the DCFS or whoever is going to come take him away and put him in an orphanage. And to be honest, he is a little bit of a downer about the whole thing. Like, he's kind of putting a damper on everything.
Hey, Mom. Prescott, Yuri, and I want to go to the clubhouse. So can you watch Max and Zoe?
I'm going to go to the clubhouse.
Us too.
And besides, Princess is there and I have to feed her. I want to go too, because they're taking me away soon.
Damn, Max, I get it. You're gonna get taken away soon. You don't have to make everyone else sad, too. The movie never explains this. I don't know where he's living right now. They never say what he's doing now. I don't know if he's just, like, living on the streets and DCFS is coming soon to take him away. I feel like if that were the case, they would maybe try to expedite that a little bit quicker. I don't think they'd just be like, he can fend for himself for a few months. He'll be fine. But maybe that is the case. I don't know. I've never been an orphan, so. Fuck yeah. Okay, these are the villains of the movie, basically. They're like the bullies in town. They're always bullying the main group of kids. And they're also thieves. They work for this, like, mysterious woman who just hires, I guess, like, high schoolers to be thieves for her. So in this scene, they've just stumbled upon this van, which is parked outside of the Great Zamboni's house, who's the magician from earlier. And they're gonna steal the coffin that's inside of the van.
There's a dead guy in here. Well, it don't look used. Boss probably get big bucks for this. Okay, does anyone have a match?
So they steal the coffin and then light the whole van on fire. Doesn't that seem a little bit drastic? Imagine if robbers did that in real life. Like every time a robber broke into a house and stole like a TV or something, they just lit the whole ass house on fire. Doesn't that kind of draw more attention to the crime scene? You get mugged, the person steals your wallet and then lights you on fire. That's how it goes. That's how robberies work. You gotta destroy the evidence by lighting the evidence on fire for everyone to see. Then the Great Zamboni comes home to see that his van has been burnt to a crisp. There's like no police or firemen anywhere to be found. Did no one call the fire department for this guy? I'm so confused. Like this tree and the whole van are burnt to a crisp. No, like no one cares. Cause there's like a neighbor's house right here behind him. They definitely saw the whole ass van get lit on fire and were probably just like, fuck that guy. He killed his wife. He blew her up right on TV. I'm gonna let his van burn. I also like that the Great Zamboni like doesn't even seem surprised that this happened. He just kind of walks up to it and is like, figures. And then just walks inside. Sooner or later, someone was bound to come and light my car on fire. Is what I get, I guess, for killing my wife.
Hey, Maxie boy. Look what I got for you. You can have it. Come on, Max. Pouting isn't going to make you feel any better. Go away.
So the movie kind of just sets up that everyone's kind of sad. Max is sad because he's lonely and he's going to get sent to an orphanage. He doesn't have parents. And the Great Zamboni is sad because someone just lit his van on fire. Also, one thing that's weird about this movie is that the kids seem to own a houseboat. There's lots of scenes where they're just like hanging out in this colorful kid zone that's just a houseboat. It's just docked at a pier. And this is just like the clubhouse where they hang out. So I don't know how this group of kids got together, one of whom is an orphan, got together and like bought property. But I mean, shit, props to them for doing that. That's pretty tight. And if I was a kid and I saw this movie, I would be extremely jealous of this clubhouse. Oh, they also have a pet goat. One of the girls in the group of kids has a pet goat and her name is Princess. The movie starts to pick up when Max and his friends are walking the goat one day and the bullies come and steal their goat. And then the goat kind of gets away and runs off and the kids have to go find it. And eventually they do find it, but right as it's running into the spooky house, it jumps through the window of the basement of the Great Zamboni's house.
Oh no! Princess is going into the spooky house!
I guess it's sort of seen as like the town haunted house. It's like this creepy house where this mysterious man who may or may not have killed his wife lives. So there's a spooky factor there and everybody calls it the spooky house. And all the kids in the group seem to very much not want to go into the spooky house, except for Max.
No, Max, wait. Max, don't go in there. The spooky guy might get you.
He's be feeding little kids to his lion. I know all that stuff.
So why do you want to go in there, Max?
Because I have nothing to live for anyway.
Holy shit, Max. Dude, chill out with the sad shit. Damn, dude. Way to bring down the mood. We were all just vibing, looking for this goat. You really gotta bring it down. This poor kid. So anyway, he decides to go into the house and then everyone decides to follow him. Because if he's going in, they might as well all go too. Uh-oh. What's he doing up there? Just like watching them go into his basement, just kind of vibing, casually watching kids break and enter into his house. Huh, that's interesting. I would call the police, but they won't come because they hate me.
Oh my God!
It sounds like they're jumping to their death in there. They're like, ah! And then there's like crashing noises. Maybe his basement is like really far down and so they're all just kind of jumping and like breaking their legs, so he's just standing there watching them like, hell yeah, dude. I love watching kids just break their fucking legs in my basement. What was that sound? I think that kid shit his pants. That's such a gross sound effect. One thing about this movie is that it has really gross sound effects at times. I'll point them out as they come up, as if you wouldn't already know that they're gross. But this movie's got some nasty stuff.
Go find a light.
Okay, wow. That's the brightest laptop in the world. Look at how it's emitting light. It's in like a straight beam, like a spotlight. If a laptop was as bright as a flashlight, then wouldn't looking at it feel like staring into a flashlight? Why would a laptop ever be that bright? Especially one in 2002 when this movie came out. They got that new retina display, the type of display that burns your retinas. Okay, so they're in the house and they're looking for the goat. Somehow they end up upstairs. They had to walk upstairs and then open a door to get upstairs. So I don't know how the goat could possibly be up there. Spoiler alert, it is somehow. So now they're walking around the spooky house. Weird stuff is going on, like this creepy cuckoo clock. I don't know why a cuckoo clock with a bird that comes out of it is making a noise like a dying pig. I don't know what that noise is. One thing's for sure though, it is nasty. Then we see that the Great Zamboni is like walking around the house behind the walls and like peering in at the kids as all this creepy shit happens to them. Like he's loving the fact that these kids are like getting horrified in his house. Like there's one part where Max gets his head stuck in this like spider thing. He's stuck in there and then he scares the other kid. Then that kid runs away and gets stuck inside the couch. Then lightning strikes and this girl's butt gets stuck in this bucket. And they like sped up the footage here and it's like pretty creepy looking. Just the way she's flailing around in this bucket, dude, it's so creepy. His little eyes are just peeping through paintings and stuff. He's just kind of watching them. Like, oh yeah, these kids are so fucking scared. I got these kids so scared. Yeah. So they find the goat. They're still walking around his house though, and they stumble across this like crypt, this like tomb thing, and the Great Zamboni comes out of it. And now he's trying to scare them with lightning. He's trying to electrocute the kids. I don't understand what this Great Zamboni dude is doing at all. This whole scene, I don't understand what his motives are. He's like watching the kids get scared, and then all of a sudden apparently he's like, oh yeah, watching these kids get scared is so fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep now. And then he goes back and goes to sleep in this weird crypt thing. Does he want the kids in his house? Does he like watching them get scared? I don't know.
Boo.
Huh? What? It's a fake mustache? This dude is weird, man. That's the thing I like about this movie, is that there's so many different twists and turns that you're not expecting. You weren't expecting him to start trying to electrocute the kids. You weren't expecting his mustache to be fake. What else is gonna happen? He closes his crypt, but then Max opens it back up and sees that the crypt is actually not like a real crypt. It's just a hole that has stairs that leads down into a different area. So Max goes down there and finds the Great Zamboni just like chilling down there.
Not to tell anyone about this room or me. The magician never reveals his tricks or himself. Now go.
This place is wasted. This is a great place for a kid to live. With all the cool costumes and really great toys.
So that part's weird. After Max and his friends were basically like traumatized in this house of horrors, Max is like, I think I want to live here. This would be a great place for a kid to live. If only you knew like an orphan or anything that needs a house. Isn't this house horrifying? He like switches to wanting to live there so fast. The next day, the kids do some research about the Great Zamboni. They find some articles that make it look like people really do think that he killed his wife. So this article says, magician's wife vanishes mid-air. Alexander York, the Great Zamboni, a renowned magician and master illusionist, has been arrested for the disappearance of his wife, Dawn Starr. So he was at the very least arrested. Magician swears he loved his wife. Oh, spectacular trial ends in hung jury. I like that the headline is, magician swears he loved his wife. Like that is the only evidence they need. Your Honor, I love my wife. And the jurors are like, well, that's it. I mean, it doesn't matter that all the evidence points to him killing his wife, right? Because he says he loved her, so he's innocent. Your Honor, we find the defendant innocent. The only thing this man is guilty of is loving his wife.
Why? Could you show me a magic trick?
No.
Why? Are you scared real magic might happen?
There's no such thing as real magic.
What about your wife then?
She ran away.
She ran away. Okay, we can watch back the video of the star blowing up. I didn't see her like running away from the explosion as it was happening. She didn't run away. You could maybe say that she disappeared if you want to say some like real magic shit happened, but she didn't run away. Anyway, as you might have guessed what happened in this movie, since this kid is an orphan, a little bit of a bond starts to form between this kid and the Great Zamboni. He cuts his finger here. Great Zamboni goes to get him a band-aid. There's the world's longest scene of a kid putting out a band-aid that I've ever seen. And I don't really know how I feel about Max forming a relationship with this dude. Well, for one, he might have killed his wife, but let's put that aside for a second, because he did love his wife. But he also, like, spent a whole night causing, or at the very least allowing, these kids to be spooked heavily in his house. Max, Doug, I don't really know if this is the right fit. I think that maybe an orphanage would be better than this dude.
Maybe he's home, but he won't answer the door. Oh no, the jaguar's tail is stuck in the couch and it's really hurting her.
Then there's this scene where they go to visit the Great Zamboni and he's not home, and they look in the window and his pet jaguar's tail is stuck in the couch. This is like a big plot point for some reason. We have to save his terrifying jaguar from the couch. And the jaguar's like roaring in agony as its tail is just ever so delicately placed under the couch cushion.
I'll help you.
Anyway, Max saves the jaguar, but then he gets stuck in the couch. Then there's this part where the Great Zamboni comes home and lays down on the couch and immediately falls asleep. Because the second he lays down, Max starts like pounding on the couch being like, I have to pee, help, let me out. Which he also says like 1,000 times. But the Great Zamboni is just already asleep. He lays down and it's just immediately like, which I guess is kind of what happened the first time they were at his house too. He was like watching the kids and then he was like, oh, I'm going to bed, and gets in his crypt and just goes to sleep.
Gonna wind up in a reform school, not an orphanage, if you keep breaking into my house.
But Shadow's tail is stuck in this couch.
Shadow is in the hallway. She looks fine to me. Would you go, all of you? Would you just go? I don't want to see any of you near my house!
Yeah, this dude's got issues, man. I feel like the logical conclusion of this movie is that Max is gonna get adopted by this dude. And if that happens, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to support it. This dude is acting like a psychopath.
I don't want to see any of you near my house!
Shit, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like daddy material to me. So the nerdy girl of the group who owns the world's brightest laptop decides to do a little bit more research on the Great Zamboni. She finds this clip where he says something, but the microphones don't pick it up because he says it really quietly just to his wife. And so she does that thing that movies do where she just presses the enhance button to figure out what he says. And oh boy, what he says is a doozy.
I hate children. I hate children. I hate children. I hate children. I hate children.
Huh? Okay, so this is like this critical moment. It's like in the middle of when he's recording a performance of his magic show. He's got his wife, he's about to do a trick, and you're telling me he just mumbles, I hate children, and then just like continues on with the trick? What a weird thing to do. Why is this guy so weird? Like in the middle of a performance, he's just like, by the way, I hate kids. Anyway, my wife is gonna explode now. I don't know. I don't understand this part at all. But this whole thing does make Max very sad. I don't really know why. I guess in his eyes, they were like bonding and he saw maybe a potential new home so he wouldn't have to go to the orphanage. Literally in the previous scene, he was just screaming at them, telling him to get out of his house. Go! I don't know what he thought they had or like where he got the impression that he liked kids, but I think it's been pretty clear the whole time that he fucking hates kids. Yeah, Max seems pretty worked up about this. He's just like longingly staring out the window now.
I don't want to see any of you near my house!
There actually is an almost sweet moment with Max and the Zamboni man. Max gets beat up by the bullies and he goes to the Great Zamboni because he's got no one else to go to, and the Great Zamboni kind of cleans him up, and this is where we start to see a little bit of a softer side of the Great Zamboni. That is, at least until he starts to give Max advice about going to the orphanage.
That's why I want you to teach me some magic tricks.
You'd be better off if I taught you a good right cross.
Okay, dude, chill. Magic tricks to impress people and make friends? Yeah, you'd be better off if I taught you how to beat the shit out of people instead. That's how you make friends. With a good right cross.
Well, I never knew my mother, so I'm not as lucky as you. There was nobody there to tell me not to fight. Because all the other kids always picked on me, I got into a lot of fights. I had a great right cross.
Why is this dude obsessed with great right crosses? We get it, dude. You know about the great right cross.
Old Dawn Star wanted to do was to have
a great bright cross.
People used to tell me I'd make a good father. But she was the only one woman I ever wanted as a wife. What I said to her that night was the coolest thing I could ever say.
He's admitting that he did say, I hate children, right before she ran away, and that was the last thing he ever said to her. That really did happen. That is so weird. This is like one of the most bizarre characters in the world. I don't understand his motives at any point in time. Do I understand what this character is thinking or doing?
got the good thing that I want.
Oh yeah, it's Halloween now, baby. So on Halloween night, the bullies are working for their boss, this lady. They're getting orders for like what to steal on Halloween. Right before Halloween, the bullies steal the goat again, and they also steal this magic wand from Max. So on Halloween night, while the bullies are meeting with the boss, the kids go to steal back the goat and the magic wand, which they do. But then the bullies start chasing them, and they chase them all the way to the Great Zamboni's house, where we're gonna get yet another crazy scene of people running through the Great Zamboni's house.
Aren't you supposed to say trick or treat?
And now all of a sudden, Mr. Zamboni is like this kid-friendly, happy-go-lucky dude who's like making jokes with the kids, making dad jokes. You're gonna bust into my house, aren't you supposed to say trick or treat? Say it now or you'll get a good right cross. So the bullies enter the house, and the kids, with the help of the Great Zamboni, proceed to pull a bunch of like spooky pranks on the bullies, you know, to teach them a good lesson. So there's one where this kid leads them into a dark room and then dances for them. He puts on a glow-in-the-dark skeleton costume and has like a whole spooky dance routine that for some reason is scary to them. Then this girl goes and hides in a pumpkin, and the bullies are like, wait. Instead of just opening the pumpkin and pulling the girl out, let's all stab the pumpkin. They're like, I think we've been thieves long enough, actually. I think it's about time that we graduate from stealing goats to fuck it, murdering kids. Let's do it. Let's stab this girl 15 times. So they do. But because the whole house is magic or whatever, everything is like a prop thing, she's not in there, obviously. Imagine if it was. Holy shit, that would be dark. While all this is going on, also Max and the Great Zamboni have another moment where Max is like, you should let me live in your house.
It's a nice comfy bed. Cool ceiling too, I like it. It's a great room for a kid to have.
I don't know, man. It just gives me the creeps. I do not like the Zamboni character. I gotta be honest. He's just weird. Then the bullies get spooked some more. There's this like wall closing in on them gag, and then they have to go down this slide. This sliding scene is like 40 seconds long. It's like way too long of them sliding. They play like a whole ass song while they're sliding. The slide finally leads them to one last little show where the Great Zamboni is pretending to saw one of the kids in half.
For all these victims delivering themselves into my hands.
What was that? What is that? Did they just repeat the same clip 3 times? What is he even saying? Is he saying, can't believe this now, can't believe this now? Why did they do that? Why did they pick that shot and repeat it 3 times? That's so weird. And then the last thing they do is the bullies run into this room that's like this hypnotism torture chamber. It's like this swirly thing on the wall, and the Great Zamboni turns on the room and they just start spinning around and going insane. That's kind of fucked up. It kind of seems like they're really going insane in there. Why does the Great Zamboni even have this room in his house? Is there a practical use of this room aside from torturing people? Okay, so that all gets solved, and now we're at the end of the movie, the resolution, where everything's gonna be made right. The Great Zamboni decides to come back to the world of magic after being gone for so long. I kind of figured that he was gone because no one wanted to come see him anymore because they all thought he killed his wife, so I don't know why that has changed, but he decides that he wants to do magic again. For some reason, people now want to come see him again. So he does this trick where he says he needs a volunteer. He picks Max out of the crowd as a volunteer, which is kind of sweet. And then he does this trick where Max gets in one of these rockets, and his Jaguar gets in the other rocket, and then they spin around a bunch, and then Max actually comes out of the other rocket. So they switched places, and everybody cheers like it's this great trick, and Max is happy. And then, of course, as we all predicted, this happens.
This afternoon, before coming to the theater, I signed the official adoption papers that give me the great privilege of becoming Max's father.
Okay, so that is probably what we all expected. The Great Zamboni has adopted Max. What happens next, I fully did not expect, okay? Because you might remember that Max came out of the rocket, but the Jaguar has not yet. So let's see what happens next.
Oh, we mustn't forget Shadow, a big hand for Shadow.
Dude, what? Huh? What? What? Dude, explain that. No. Please explain this to me, someone. I do not understand this at all. The Jaguar, the whole time, was Dawnstar, his wife. I'm so confused about how and why that is. First off, the whole movie, they make it seem like this dude isn't really magic. There's no actual magic in this movie. It's all sleight of hand. Like, all the things in his house are just like, you know, things popping out. All of his magic are very basic sleight of hand tricks. I guess except for the one where he turns into glass and shatters. That one is pretty weird. They make it seem like it's all within the realm of possibility. And then all of a sudden they come in with this shit where the Jaguar's been like a shape-shifting woman the whole time. But that's not the only confusing part, because why? Why did that happen? I have to assume that the Great Zamboni didn't know that Dawnstar was the Jaguar, because for the whole movie, he treats it like a Jaguar. It shows him at home by themselves several times, and she stays a Jaguar. Like, she doesn't transform back into a woman when they're alone. He even calls her Shadow when they're alone. There's one time in the movie where he's like, well, Shadow, it's just you and me in the house.
Just you and me, Shadow.
That only leads me to believe that Dawnstar became a Jaguar, like, disappeared and became a Jaguar on purpose just to fuck with the Great Zamboni. And if that's the case, then it's probably because right before all this happened, the Great Zamboni said, I hate children. And so to punish him, Dawnstar decided to turn into a Jaguar for 11.5 years. Until, I guess, the Great Zamboni decided that he doesn't hate children anymore. If it took longer than that, maybe she would have stayed a Jaguar forever. I don't know. This whole part is so vague. It's so hard to tell if he knew that she was a Jaguar or not. His facial expressions are very vague, and they don't ever even do like close-ups of his face so you can get a better look. It's so weird, and then they just cut away from it. Then it's just the next scene where Zamboni and Dawnstar are walking Max to their car like a happy family. There's no explanation. That's all that happens. And then it's pretty much the end of the movie. That they get in their car, they drive away. This girl finds Dawnstar/Shadow's collar, and the collar flies up into space and creates a new constellation of stars, so that's its whole other thing, and then the credits roll. That's the whole ending of the movie. There's no explanation of literally anything that happened in the movie. The only kind of explanation is that, like, well, it was magic, so that's just what happens when there's magic around. Weird stuff. You can't explain it. Sometimes people just turn into Jaguars. Anyway, that's the end of the movie. So, I don't know, did you see that coming? I didn't see it coming. Let me know in the comments down below. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Guys, ExpressVPN is the best VPN out there for all of your internet security needs. You see, when you use the internet, your data is at risk. Whether you're using an unencrypted Wi-Fi and your data is at risk of being sniffed by hackers, or you're at home and you can be tracked by your internet service providers or websites and online advertisers. ExpressVPN can protect against all of that by encrypting your data. I use ExpressVPN all the time, but especially in two use cases. First, if I'm ever on a public Wi-Fi, I always make sure to have ExpressVPN on just to make sure that my data is safe and people can't see what I'm doing. And the second is to unblock content that's not available in my area. Since ExpressVPN has server locations in a ton of different countries, you can switch your server location to somewhere else and unblock content that's available there and not the country you are in now. For example, Rick and Morty and Brooklyn Nine-Nine are both available on the UK's Netflix, but not available on the US's Netflix. So if I want to watch those, all I have to do is switch my server location to the UK and suddenly it's available to me. I'll always choose ExpressVPN over other VPNs because they have the fastest speeds. They've got 24/7 customer support. It's super easy to use. You don't really need any technical knowledge. You just open it up, you can pick server locations, you press the big button to connect, and you're connected. And on top of that, ExpressVPN is consistently rated the #1 VPN by a bunch of different sources. It's been rated #1 by TechRadar, CNET, The Verge, and many more. So if you want to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free, then click the link in the description. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. When you check out my sponsors, it helps me get more in the future, so I really do appreciate it when you guys check out my sponsors. And ExpressVPN's a great service, so I know if you're looking for a VPN, you will love ExpressVPN. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you like my new little setup here. I finally changed it. So hopefully this doesn't look like shit. The Greg is finally off the floor, and honestly, we're vibing. So if you like this video and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We are the fastest growing army on YouTube. Please do not look that up. You're just gonna have to trust me. That's what Gregs do. They trust me. Anyway, bye. This video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun. But you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now. Yeah. Over now. So why are you still watching this? Whoa. My new YouTube video is doing really well. And I'm getting subs like crazy. I must have really figured this YouTube thing out. I mean, if I just keep doing this, I'll be a YouTube star in no time. Well, as long as nothing gets in the way of me posting videos. Time to sit back and relax with a nice warm beer to celebrate my pending YouTube fame. Gosh, I feel like nothing could go wrong right now. This is pretty good, actually. What is this? Forget juice. That's a weird name for a beer. Oh god, I don't feel so good. I hope this doesn't impact my ability to make YouTube videos. God, how long have I been asleep for? 3 days? I need to make a YouTube video! Alright, let's do this. Where's the camera? Camera. Hey, alright, Danny, come on, you can do this. You know how to make a video. You've made dozens of them before. Hey, what's going on? I don't know how to make videos anymore. I forgot how to make videos. What do I do? How to make video. Step 1, press record. What's going on, guys? What's up, guys? What's happening, people? What's happening, guys? What? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm making a video. I'm doing it. All right. I can do this. I put in the work. I practiced. I know how to make a YouTube video. I just have to press record and start talking. I'm gonna make you proud. All right. I'm ready. Let's do this. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? It's me, Danny, back with another hilarious video, and today we are going to be reacting to Jake Paul's new song, the Jake Pauler song. I hope you liked that little video explaining why I haven't been posting videos lately. None of it's true, but I hope you like it. The real reason I haven't been making videos is because I have this autoimmune disease that made it so all of my joints were swollen and painful for a really long time. But for a while I couldn't walk or get out of bed, so that makes it kind of hard to make YouTube videos. So I'm feeling a little bit better now, so I'm gonna start posting more videos here on JakePaulHate.com, or sorry, YouTube. So let's just dive right into it, because there's this new song called the Jake Pauler song by Jake Paul, and I just want to dive in and take a look and analyze this thing because for reviews. So it's actually pretty funny. So let's go ahead and watch it. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it, but let's go ahead and watch it. So far, the beat sounds pretty banging, and the cinematography is pretty good. Both things that I don't think Jake had any part in, but I still gotta give him credit. It's a solid intro.
Jake Paul is coming through. Yep. Jake Paul is on the crew. What? Jake Paul is with the views. Yeah. Who the f are you? Dude, what happened to who the hell are flipping you? You can't just start dropping F-bombs. You can't just go from flipping to f like that. What? Get fired from Disney Channel and all of a sudden you're Mr. F now? All of a sudden you're Mr. F I love my army, they my family, they be riding so hard. My fans so fly, I don't know why they all be rocking Go-Yard.
What is Go-Yard? What is Go-Yard? Is that a thing? Go-Yard? What is that? Did he just make that up so that he had something to rhyme so hard with? Go-Yard? A French trunk and leather goods maker. Your fans are all rocking leather suitcases?
How much does this stuff cost? Go yard bag. How do I find how to buy one? $900? All of your 13-year-old fans are rocking $1,000 leather bags?
Go to work, they buy the merch, it's selling like a god.
Okay, that's not like a compliment to your fans, that's a compliment to you. So you're just rapping about yourself now.
Just hit 10 million subs. Guess my prayers to God.
You hit 10 million subs. All of your fans didn't also hit 10 million subs.
The colors are reversed. It's every day, bro. Tatted on our shirts. It's tatted on our skirts. It's tatted on my socks.
It's tatted on your shirt? You can't get something tattooed on a shirt. Well, you can't you can't tattoo socks. You could just say written. You don't have to say tatted. It's written on my shoes. It's written on my socks. It's written on my shirt. What is why tatted?
Yeah, Jake Paul is. Oh, the shit. What's up, guys? Checking in on you.
Why is he shirtless in every shot? And why is there a crowd of 11-year-old girls dancing behind him? That's the most mysterious thing about this video. Who are those girls? Where are their parents? Where is his shirt? I'd like to see his shirt, honestly, because apparently he has something tattooed on it.
I love you guys, and I wouldn't be anywhere without.
And then who's that 25-year-old guy having a stroke?
Can't get views without my name. They make stuff about my name. They pay their bills with my name. I give them all their content and
I feel personally attacked by that, but he's not wrong. That's correct. It was not good. I have a lot of questions. Where is his shirt? How did you get somebody to tattoo your shirt? Where did those girls come from? Every time he releases a song, I'm like, okay, this got less than 300,000 likes and 310,000 dislikes. There's no way he's gonna keep making music, right? And then I see somewhere in the news, now he's making a song with Gucci Mane. Gucci Man? Is it Gucci Mane or Gucci Man? Like an actual rapper is making a song with Jake Paul. Like, first off, why? On both sides. Jake Paul, your 11-year-old fans do not listen to Gucci Mane. And also, Gucci Mane, what part of your demographic overlaps with Jake Paul's fans? You can say what you want about how clever the song was, or about how bizarre the video is. The Jake Paulers really are a great fan base. And it makes me mad because, like, where's my fan base? I know you guys are there and you're watching this video, but, like, we don't even have a name. I think I said in a video, like, months ago that our name is, the Goons. We are Goons. That was a reference to my old Instagram handle, Danny Gonzalez, and my old Twitter handle, Danny Gonzalez. But I got those changed, so now I'm Danny Gonzalez on both, so now it doesn't even make any sense that we're the Goons. What is that? What does that mean? It honestly sounds pretty stupid. We need to step up our game, okay? We need a new fan base name. We need a strong name, because we're the strongest family on the internet. That's true. See, I don't have a name, but whatever we are, we're the strongest army out there. We need a name that makes everybody want to be a part. So you know what? I'm gonna Google strong names. 8 strong and powerful baby boy names. Gregory. Greg. That's a good strong name. What do you think when you think Greg? You think strong? You think loyal, committed? That's perfect. Greg. That's gonna be our fan name. We're Greg. I don't see any reason why not. Other YouTubers have names like Jake Pauler. He just added onto the end of his name. Logang. He just added a G on the end of his name. And we are gonna be Greg. Our fan base is called Greg, and we are all individually Gregs. I'm a Greg. You are Greg. We're all Greg. Greg is beautiful. Greg is the strongest family on the internet. Greg is changing the world. Greg is a savage. Greg doesn't care what you think. We're gonna be Greg, okay? And I don't already regret this decision. So Greg, it sounds cool, right? Yeah, that's cool. Greg. That sounds cool. Greg. Shout out to Cat Fable. Thank you for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. And so thanks for watching, Greg. If you're not Greg yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification button to turn on our notifications. And you can be Greg. It's cool. It is cool. It's cool, right? It's cool. Greg is cool. Okay, so subscribe if you want to be part of Greg. Make sure you throw a like on this video. And I will see you guys next time.
Logan Paul, diss track. Rice Gum, diss track. All getting millions of views. At first I'm like, what the fuck's up with these dudes? Till I saw they were getting views like cheaper seats. I know that I'm an all-around really nice guy, but why nobody wanna beef with me? I see these other guys roasting each other and raking in views. The channels are flourishing, so if you think I get mad if you roasted me, I can endure it, man. I would encourage it, honestly.